Yeah. It's TDPHINSTALK. We done came so far. Gotta keep going. Hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out DDW. He's great and that's my peer review. These haters keep on hating and it's starting to feel like deja vu. Insanity and Chef Jew. I can't forget my day one crew. EM Reason Ball Game. The recognition's overdue. I share with you my point of view and this is what it's got us to success. My haters say I'm a mess. They say that I'm a pest and I depress. And I'm obsessed with causing stress, but yet the stress they can't suppress. Nonetheless, I just impress because I'm blessed and they oppress. I know the answers, they just guess. When they play checkers, I play chess. When they regress, I make progress. And my attention, they get less. They feel neglected, CPS. If they don't pay, I repossess. Now I digress and decompress and take recess and clear my chest. I must confess, I am the best. Like, hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out DDW. He's great and that's my peer review. These haters keep on hating and it's starting to feel like deja vu. Insanity and Chef Jew. I can't forget my day one crew. EM Reason Ball Game. The recognition's overdue. I share with you my point of view and this is what it's got us to success. On the road to the Super Bowl, no matter the cost, man, we willing to pay the toll. 50 plus years and they all ended in tears. Now it's time to pop bottles, celebrate, scream cheers. Hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out to my day one crew. We only here because of you. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Yes, we are live. We got a banger for you all. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in the building. This video will be about, will the Miami Dolphins pursue Jimmy Garoppolo? We're going to talk about the ins and outs of that conversation. The possibilities of why it could happen, the reasons why it shouldn't happen. All of that and more coming up next. But in the meantime, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to TDPHINSTALK. After checking the analytics, it looks like 65% of our viewers watch. 65% of our viewers actually are subscribed to the channel. So that's 35% of all viewers that are not subscribed to the channel. So whenever we see things like, hey, 4,000, 5,000 views on a video, it just leads me to believe that simply there's over 1,000 people that watch every video that's not subscribed. So here's your opportunity. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 20,400. We're only about 70 subs away. So punch that subscribe button. The new season is upon us. It's time to get it up. We are about to head towards 30K by the end of the season. It's going to be a beautiful season, y'all, adding so many new Dolphin family members. Again, all the new people to the family over here at TDPHINSTALK. We don't always have to agree, but the one thing we'll always have in common is the love for our team, the Miami Dolphins, baby. Let's go. It's time, man. I think the anticipation and the excitement of the season is just getting more and more revved up. But sometimes you got to have a conversation about the opportunities the Dolphins have right in front of them, like Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm going to read this to you all because this is basically coming out on Twitter from some NFL executives. I'm going to read this from Matt Lombardo. He said, after Adam Schefter reported the 49ers granted Jimmy Garoppolo permission to seek a trade, the team that keeps coming up in my conversations with NFL executives as a team to watch is the Miami Dolphins. That team, the Miami Dolphins, keep coming up by other NFL executives. As he has conversations about Jimmy G, other NFL executives are simply saying, watch out for the Dolphins. Watch out for the Dolphins. They should be players in this Jimmy G thing. And I want to say this, like, a lot of general managers around the NFL have no respect for our starting quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. That's why this year, man, he has an opportunity to just shut everybody up, man, including my long-term thought of him being a franchise quarterback. He has that opportunity to shut a lot of people up because it's a rare occasions where a guy who's not a bum, who's not trash, that nobody believes in him. Like, most guys, you know, they're trash. Everybody knows they're trash, and it's easy for everybody to say that. But a guy who he didn't put trash numbers up. He had trash games, but he didn't play an overall picture of trash. You know, he put himself in a spot where he could have a future, but we don't know. And it's just unknown. But so many people ragging, just dismissing him automatically. So that's why this is an opportunity for him to just shut it all up. But we'll see how that goes. But I have to talk about this Jimmy G situation. First and foremost, my personal opinion about the Jimmy G situation, I'm conflicted because when it comes to Jimmy G, I personally feel like he's not the guy to win a Super Bowl with. It almost came out of my mouth. He's not the guy to take you to a Super Bowl, but he already went to one with the 49ers, led by the defense and him not making too many mistakes, which is, you know, what I used to preach and all you need. But he was also part of a major reason why they didn't win the Super Bowl. So I'm not the biggest fan of Jimmy G, and I'm not the biggest fan of him being our franchise quarterback. Me personally, I prefer to see what Tua can do this year than go with the guy that I know, at least right now, is better than Tua and Jimmy G, but I know what I'm getting. So let me make sure I'm clear on that. Right now, I feel Jimmy G is a better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa. But Tua Tagovailoa, in my opinion, has a much greater upside. Will that upside be seen? We don't know. A lot of people say, yeah, this year, because we got all the weapons. But, you know, I'm one of those people I typically don't sit here and say this is what's going to happen. I'm starting to become that person that when we see it, we'll believe it. Okay. So, yes, Jimmy G is a better quarterback right now. If we don't get Jimmy G, it's only a mistake if Tua doesn't make a huge leap. And that's what we're all banking on. I think the Miami Dolphins fan base, we're at the mercy of Tua Tagovailoa becoming a great quarterback. Now, that's my personal stance. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be hurt. I wouldn't be bothered if they got Jimmy G, but I would prefer seeing what Tua can do in his third year over getting Jimmy G. But I would not be disappointed if the Miami Dolphins did something of that nature. But let's go a little further. Let's go a little further here. First of all, Miami Dolphins would never trade for Jimmy G right now. My take, okay? Neil Driscoll also tweeted, I've been told that the Dolphins are not interested at this time. I want y'all to remember the words "at this time," and that there is confidence around Tua Tagovailoa heading into the season. Now, I want to break that down because it's very important. You know, I'm a stickler of words and what they mean. The Miami Dolphins aren't interested at this time. And I personally feel like they shouldn't be interested at this time, as well as about 30 NFL teams should not be interested at this time. Maybe two teams should be interested, and really one. Seattle, maybe. I personally don't feel like Jimmy G will get traded, ladies and gentlemen. And let me explain to you why. Who wants to pay $27 million this year? Well, 25 pretty much, because the 1.4 in dead cap, San Fran still has to eat that. Who wants to pay $25 million and give up a draft asset when everybody's content with their quarterback situation right now, with the exception of maybe Seattle, Cleveland, if Deshaun gets 8 or more games? That's it. Cleveland definitely has the money. They have more money than anybody right now, which is crazy because their team is so loaded. But there's only two teams that would trade, but why would they trade when no one else is out there? Do you realize Jimmy G might actually get cut, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know that if the San Francisco 49ers cut Jimmy Garoppolo, there's only $1.4 million in dead cap? There's only $1.4 million in dead cap. So why San Francisco screwed up? They should have took those offers they had last year. They had one on the table of a second round pick, and they were like, no, we can get a first. Then they came into the offseason thinking they were going to get all of that, and that market dried up right away. And now they're out here trying to trade him for pennies because you're not going to get a good draft pick for a guy who you probably might have to end up cutting. Now, the only way I could see trading Jimmy G is if it's like a Tannehill deal where the team trading him really pays most of the salary. But why would San Francisco pay a portion of his salary when it's only $1.4 million dead cap? They can just cut him and only have to pay $1.4 million. It absolutely makes no sense. Now, again, there still might be one or two teams that gets it done so that they can secure him because they feel they need him. But ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. There's an 8 out of 10 chance that Jimmy G is getting cut. Jimmy G, it is likely that he will be cut instead of traded, unless it's to maybe one of those two teams like Seattle or Cleveland. In Cleveland right now, they brought in Josh McCown and Josh Rosen. They're working them out because they know Watson is going to get some games. So they got to have a backup behind Brissett, which if I were Cleveland, I would actually bring in Garoppolo because with that roster, Garoppolo can help you win some games and you don't have to worry about not being in playoff contention by the time Watson gets out. You go, you get to week 9 and you're 4-4, Cleveland's going to the playoffs. And that's why they should bring in Garoppolo if I were them. But the thing is, they don't want to pay Garoppolo $25 million. I believe Jimmy G is going to end up a free agent. And he's going to be fielding offers out there. So why does that have anything to do with the Miami Dolphins, ladies and gentlemen? Because the Dolphins, they bet not dare trade for Jimmy G unless they just really don't like what they see in Tua and Teddy. And according to reports, there is confidence around Tua heading into the season. But if Jimmy G is a free agent, I have to be honest with y'all, that is an entirely different conversation. Because if you're a free agent, you might be able to get Jimmy G's services for less than $10 million. And that's where I feel like Miami Dolphins would make that consideration. We're talking about a player who already knows every facet there is to know about the new system. A player who right now is better than the current quarterback, may not have a higher upside, but is better as of right now and has familiarity with the roster that's ready to win now. Miami would actually be irresponsible to not look at the option. If he becomes a free agent and you can get him for less than $10 million, I mean, it would be irresponsible. And also it would be reckless to even believe that we wouldn't consider it. So when Neil Driscoll says they're not interested at this time, they shouldn't be, because who would trade for that type of salary for a guy like that? But if he becomes a free agent, that at this time, in my opinion, would definitely change. It would definitely change. But then you'd have a full quarterback room at that point. Then you would have a full quarterback room at that point. And the Miami Dolphins, if you bring in Jimmy G in training camp, I have to be honest with y'all, it's just a matter of whoever wins the job wins the job. Because if Tua becomes our franchise quarterback, doesn't he need to beat out Jimmy G in a camp? Y'all let me know in the comment section. If Tua is supposed to be our franchise quarterback this year, doesn't he need to be able to beat out a guy like Jimmy G and Kemp? Yes or no in the comment section. I want to know what you think about that. I want to know what you think about that. So in the comment section, let me know what you think right now. With Tua, if he's going to be our franchise quarterback, does he need to beat out a guy like Jimmy G in training camp? In my opinion, yes. And that's why I feel it would be a good move, because you'd be able to send Teddy Bridgewater maybe off in a trade at that point. And you will be able to have those two guys battling for the position. And the best man wins the job. But I don't think they would have both of those guys on the roster. If Tua can't beat out Jimmy G in training camp, then it's just a matter of them trading Tua away at that point. Because that means they're done with Tua at that point. But I personally feel like they're going to live or die on the sword of supporting Tua. I think that they're going to make sure that they don't have any distraction. And if they're wrong, they're going to fail miserably. And if they're right, they're going to celebrate. And basically, I told you so. It's about patience, that narrative. So Tua is the guy, in my opinion. And they're going to make sure that they don't have any distraction. But the sad part about it is we have a quarterback that you can't bring in a competitor because there's a fear that he'd lose his job. There's a fear he'd lose his job. So at the end of the day, I don't see Miami pursuing Teddy. Not Teddy, but Jimmy G. But I will say this: if they cut him and he becomes a free agent and he gets to choose where he wants to go and it's for a cheap price, Miami will entertain that, ladies and gentlemen. It would make no sense not to have another guy in the building who knows the entire playbook pretty much, who knows the terminology, who knows all he needs to know. And on top of that, I know we kind of say we know what Jimmy G is, but has Jimmy G ever had this level of weapons in his career? Has Jimmy G ever had this level of weapons in his career? So he could even have more upside. EM in the building, he said that's the wrong approach. Competition never hurt anybody. Yeah, but everybody, man, you know how many people would catch a fit if the Miami Dolphins win in if they cut Jimmy G and Miami Dolphins sign them for $10 million? Do you know how many people would catch a fit? Do you know how many people would say they sabotage Tua again? Which is sad. TD, you forgot Atlanta. Mariota is not the answer. You might be right, but I got to look at how much they're paying Mariota. EM said, and that would really be a shame. But that's the reality, man. Our fan base would be, oh my gosh, they're sabotaging him again. Why would you bring in Jimmy G? I don't understand what the problem would be in bringing Jimmy G. If Tua's that dude, he's going to be the starter anyway. You haven't somebody. Are people opposed to having a backup quarterback like Jimmy G? Honestly, it doesn't get any better as a backup. Quentin Davis said, I did a super chat. My bad, homie. I missed it. Oh, get EM in the studio, my guy. Never seen his face. Oh, you got to go back, man. EM used to be on camera, man. When we used to do the panels, but he used to wave his firearm. So, we had to keep him off camera. EM ain't got no filter. A backup, yes. Yeah, 2C, even if Jimmy G was a backup. But the problem is, if Jimmy G came in here, who do you think gonna win the starting job? See, that's where the issue comes. If Jimmy G was to come in the building, who would win the starting job? A guy who knows everything there is to know about this offense, never had this level of weapons, and now he gets to have them. You got to ask yourself who would actually win the job. So that's the scary part. Tusi said Tua. And if Tua does, that means we're in good hands. We're headed in the right direction. Because Jimmy G is the epitome of that middle quarterback. If you're doing rankings, he's the epitome of that 16th guy, in my opinion. That 14, 15, 16th guy. That's exactly what he is. And what we need to know that Tua is our franchise quarterback, he got to be better than that. My super chat question was about the cruise. The cruise? Oh, I ain't see another super chat. Oh, you going on the Dolphins fan cruise? I didn't know there was a Dolphins fan cruise. And the odds are that I probably am not going, but I'll check it out to see if it's something that interests me. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't even know that was coming up. Shout out to Cody Rife, who said we need to stop with the Jimmy G stuff. Tua is our guy this year. Lamar Jackson is the savior next year. Only one more year of PGA Tour Tua. Whew. Cody, you a mess, man. Cody said Lamar Jackson is the savior next year. Man, then why we need to stop about the Jimmy G stuff this year? See, here's the issue, man. Don't y'all want to win now? Either that's going to be with Tua, but don't you want the best chance to win? Why wouldn't you want Jimmy G in the building so the coaches can determine who gives us a better chance to win? What if Tua never takes the next step? What if he's the same guy? Then he's not better than Jimmy G. So wouldn't you want your best chance to win? Jimmy G is a bum, can't win big games. What big game have we won in the last 2 years with Tua? That's the point. But at least Jimmy G can win all the regular games. We ain't won all them. Losing to freaking Jacksonville, Atlanta. We ain't won all the regular ones. At least I know Jimmy G can win them regular games. I'm just saying. It's just the reality. But can anybody name me the big game we won in the last 2 years with Tua? Just give me one. One big game. Big game. We got the nerve to say Jimmy G can't win the big game. We are 2 years in. Please give me the one big game that we've won with Tua. T. Rich said Tua was 8-4 last year. Can you give me the one big game out of them 8? We love throwing out these stats. Give me the one big game. They said Arizona. Lord, y'all funny, boy. The big game. Oh, my gosh. Arizona. Y'all funny. Y'all is funny. Y'all better not say Baltimore. They know they ain't going to dare say it. But that's my point. I made my point at the end of the day. So don't say we can't win the big game. The Saints. Who was their quarterback? Come on, man. Y'all stop. Big games or playoff games. That ain't it, Mr. Spacely. Big games are games late in the season against a team that's going to the playoffs that have the potential to kick you out of the playoffs. When you still in playoff contention, when you got to win a game to get in the playoffs and you playing a team that's already in, that's a big game. Like Tennessee last year, like Buffalo every year. Them big games too. I ain't talking about no last game versus the Patriots when you already out. Must-win games. 0, ladies and gentlemen. 0. That's the number of them that we have in the last 2 years. 0. And not only did we lose to those teams, but we got embarrassed. Not only did we get embarrassed, it was our quarterback position. It was the worst games of their careers. So don't tell me Jimmy G can't win the big games. He can win games. But like I told y'all, my personal opinion, though, is let's stick with Tua. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's like, don't bring in competition for him in camp. And I'm going to be honest with you, Teddy Bridgewater is competition enough, but at the same token, you got an opportunity to upgrade over both of those guys with Jimmy G. Because the reality is, no matter how much you don't like Jimmy G, he is better than both of these quarterbacks that we have on this roster right now. At this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, at this very moment in time, until we see otherwise, Jimmy G is the best quarterback out of all 3 of them. And as Dolphin fans, we out here like, keep him away from the building. A better quarterback than we have on the roster. I want y'all to let that sink in as Dolphin fans. Why would anybody as a Dolphin fan feel that way? Keep a better quarterback away from us. And to me, it's not just Jimmy G. It's the fact that he knows all there is to know about this system. He is not behind. He knows everything there is to know about this system. He knows all the terminology, all the plays. There ain't no learning curve. He's going to be ahead of the 8 ball. He knows the changes that need to be made, the audibles. And my biggest fear this year is that we do get rolling and we play good football, but not in the first 6 games because of the new system. That we struggle in the first 6 and then we get our footing, but we just miss the playoffs. That's a big fear of mine. That's why I told y'all I'm concerned that this team is built to win 9 games with the competition we're going to be playing. And I don't know why so many analysts and so many people see it so much less. Some people got us as low as 4 games, and most people are in the 6 and 7 game range. It's kind of crazy to me. But we thought we were going to win 10, 11, 12 before and won 6, 7, 8. So I get that too. Coke Master D with the donation said, TD, if we have a top 10 run game, where are we at with Tua? Top 10 run game, then we're in the same place we were last year with Tua. He's going to make plays. He's going to statistically be pedestrian, but he's going to be even more efficient, in my opinion, with a top 10 run game. He's going to be at his peak and what we hope. And that's the crazy thing. If we have a top 10 run game, Tua's going to be a Jimmy G, and that's if he improves. Because it's a game where you're taking the ball out of his hand and just asking him to make the play based off of what the scheme allows. If he improves and we have a top 10 run game, he's going to become Jimmy G. Because you also can't be too much more than Jimmy G unless you get to a Russell Wilson level. In this type of system, there's Tua right now. The next level is Jimmy G, and then the level on top of that, the max is Russell Wilson. You'll never be those other guys. Play action, making plays. The ceiling is Russell Wilson in this type of system. The middle is Jimmy G, and right now we're at that Tua. So that's what a top 10 rushing game will get us. I was watching Miami Sports Music this morning with Stephen D, and there were some things that were brought up that I want to talk about when he had Daniel Oyefusi on. And I got to agree with Daniel. I know Stephen D was saying, this offensive line and things like that. I think people need to temper their expectations with the big jump. And I'll start with the O-line. Having the worst O-line in the NFL last year, Stephen D was basically saying, we're going to have like a top 12 O-line. Do people realize how massive and historic of a jump that would be to go from like 32 to number 12? It's just not realistic. And Daniel brought up some good points on the stream this morning. Austin Jackson, the best thing you've seen from Austin Jackson was like 2 to 4 games his rookie season when he first started. And since then, not even average, below average. Eichenberg, below average. Dieter, average. And at the end of the day, just getting these guys to average alone would be a victory. But if you're thinking that your O-line is going to go from 32nd to 12 just because you got Teron Armstead and Connor Williams, and like he did, knocked on wood, if you can get a healthy Teron Armstead all season, I got to be honest with y'all. I think this O-line may go from 32nd to like 23rd. And that would actually be a small level of success. That would actually be a small level of success, just so y'all know. That wouldn't even be a failure. That would be improvement. And that would actually be huge improvement. That's moving up 9 spots from where you were. Y'all think one guy on the O-line in Armstead makes all the difference? It just means defenses will chop at the bits on the other side even more. And Connor Williams out of position, which I think they're going to put him back at guard when camp starts. We'll see. But this offensive line, I don't know if it's going to clear 20th, y'all. I do not know if this O-line is going to clear 20th. I'm telling you, and think about it. Look at all the offensive statistical categories that people have this perception that we're going to go from high 20s or low 30s automatically top 10. It don't work that way. It does not work that way. It just doesn't. And even if our offensive line makes a drastic improvement, that's still going to be somewhere like 16th. Man, this offensive line goes to top 10. Whoever the O-line coach is needs to automatically be promoted to OC or head coach the following year. Y'all don't understand how massive that is. We got to temper our expectations. Running game. We're in the 4th quartile last year in the running game. And people thinking that we're supposed to have a 1st quartile running game this year. Doesn't make sense to me. You think the Miami Dolphins going to run the ball better than Cleveland? You think we're going to run it better than Tennessee? You think we go? Come on, Jonathan Taylor? You think we going to? Man, it's too many, man. Too many teams that run the ball so much better. And you think just because we got, man, this was blowing my mind with our fan base. We're hanging on to this one thing, and y'all gonna find out this year is not as crazy as you think. But we got all this speed. We got all this speed. We got all this speed. What good is the speed if you ain't got a right tackle that can set the edge? What good is the speed if you can't bounce it outside? That speed ain't going that fast when you're going through traffic and you got to maneuver. That speed ain't no good until you pass 5 yards. But you got to pass that first. It takes some time, TD. I agree, and that's the whole point. I just told y'all 10 minutes ago that's my biggest fear. The time that it takes gives us a rough start. The roughest part of our schedule is the beginning of the season. And us taking time to get there, that's tough. That's tough. It's tough, man. We saw that with Waddle with the jet sweep. Exactly. You know how many we handed off to Waddle, but he had to bounce it out even further and then got caught up? TD, you act like all this bad stuff that may happen to us can't happen to the ops. No, I agree, Alan. It all can happen to the ops, but most of the ops are already in a better position and have proven it already. Most of the ops already have a better O-line. The Cincinnati Bengals have 5 certified O-linemen. So when Armstead go down and all we got is Connor Williams left and their left tackle go down, they still got 4 guys. They still got other guys. So bad stuff could happen to every team. But you know what, Miami Dolphins fans, we tend to not do? We tend to not consider any of the bad happening, and every year there's factors that happen bad. Every single year, y'all tell me I'm wrong. Give me in the last 20 years a year where something didn't happen bad. See, they don't want you to talk about the potentials, but every year they happen. But then the sample size be right in front of your face. The patterns, the trends, they're right in front of your face. You got one of the best left tackles in the NFL who barely plays 10 games in any given season. That's right in your face. So if he gets hurt, don't tell me, well, I mean, don't wish. Nobody wishing. This is what he has consistently done. So when you evaluate the team, you got to evaluate it as if he may only be on the field in best case scenario 12 games. How we going to look in the 5 that he not? Every single one of our running backs. The reason why they not them dudes in the NFL as a full-time primary dude and the team coveting them crazily, giving them $10 million a year, is because not a single one of them can stay healthy. Sony Michel is the most reliable source we got. The rest of them guys, they can't stay healthy. So we're like, well, look at the speed at running back. Look at Edmonds. Look at Mostert. Yeah, can they stay healthy? Will they be on the field the entire season? But we want to operate like everybody's going to be healthy all year. Nobody's going to get hurt. Nobody's going to get knick-knacked, paddywhacked, give a dog a bone. Nothing's going to happen. Everybody's going to also play their very best football. This is Austin Jackson's breakout year, just like Noah Igbenogany is about to be a Pro Bowler. Tua is about to be the number 1 quarterback in the NFL and win the MVP. Tyreek Hill is going to have a better season with Tua than he had with Mahomes. Mostert is finally going to be or Edmonds is going to finally be a premier back that gets 1,500 yards. Waddle's finally going to make the Pro Bowl with 1,300 yards. Gesicki's going to be a Pro Bowler that gets 1,600 yards. He's finally going to be better than Travis Kelce. Is that what you want to hear? Now, some of those things I know a lot of y'all believe. And let me tell y'all something. Even if some of those things happen, the problem is all of them ain't happening. We automatically assume everything that could go right will go right. It never happens that way. It never happens that way for any team. But that's the realm we want to live in and tell ourselves and say that we're going to have a top 5 offense in the NFL. Top 5? Top 5 offense in the NFL? And I'm not saying we won't, but how can we come to that assumption when we ain't even got a top 20 quarterback? We ain't got a top 20 running back. We ain't got a top 20 O-line right now. We ain't even got a top 20 coach until he proves it. But we want to make the assumptions as if these guys are just automatically because they're Dolphins. This is why I do what I do. Temper expectations and make it more realistic. And if we're shocked and surprised, we're all surprised. If they underwhelm, we're not surprised. They play average. This is exactly what we talked about. Well, can you ever be happy, TD? Can you ever feel like this team would be optimistic? If our quarterback had in 2 years at least one Pro Bowl season and, did something special, if our running back was a premier back, if our O-line was top 15 in the league, then I would be having a different tune. I would be singing a whole different tune. We're in times right now with the Miami Dolphins that we've done a lot of faking and gotten no results out of it. This started with me last year, y'all. I went into 2 years ago very optimistic about what was going on, and I was very wrong because I was on the optimistic side. Then whenever I said, you know what, let's get realistic. This is what this team is. People hated it, but it ended up being true. Exactly what I said would happen last year happened. I told you what we should do, but I also told you why we wouldn't do it and why we would come up just short. And I kept reiterating it during the season. And EM in the comment section right now, 4 weeks before we played the Saints and the Tennessee Titans, I talked to EM on the phone and I said, those are the 2 games where it's not going to look good. In that Tennessee game, they're going to embarrass our quarterback. I said all these other games, he's going to have high completion percentage. We're going to do well, blah, blah, blah. It's going to look, everybody going to be happy. But that Tennessee game, our quarterback going to get embarrassed. EM is in here right now. He could vouch for that. 4 weeks before it happened, I said, that's the game where you're going to get embarrassed. It ain't hard to kind of predict what's going to happen with this team if you just be unbiased. and you know the strength and weaknesses of every player in every unit. It's not hard at all. Yes, you did. You told us that on the stream, TD. I remember that. Realistic, TD. I love it. Facts. Why you put that out in the universe like that? And it really happened. I didn't put it out, Tyree. The play that they have already exhibited in the first 8 weeks, 10 weeks, it had already told us what was going to happen. It had already told us what was going to happen. So, and it don't make me right, y'all. I could be wrong, but new evidence just changes the new outlook. And I go with the evidence that we have. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. What I see on this team right now, I see a better run game, but not as explosive as we hope for. I see Tua making plays, but it ain't going to be that far off from what we did last year. We might have a few more plays downfield, but not a alarming amount. Gesicki's going to suffer in this offense. This O-line will still struggle. Not as much, but it will still struggle. But the way the offense is designed will still help it because they're going to move the pocket more. Play action, hoping that the DNs go after the run. And if they don't, Tua's in trouble. But there's going to be times in certain games where we have the potential to still look really bad, y'all. We have that potential to still look really bad. Shout out to Kyler Murray. He just got his money. He got a $230 million contract with $160 million guaranteed. Second highest paid quarterback behind Deshaun Watson. It's getting sick. And I'm not a fan of Kyler Murray, y'all. Kyler Murray's numbers last year is what I had hoped Tua's numbers would have been to say progress. But I'm not a fan of Kyler Murray. I still don't feel like he's the answer. I didn't realize Kyler Murray has 69% completion percentage, 3,800 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. And I think he missed the game or two as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. He actually did pretty well. But he got his bag. What's up, homie? What you got on this, EM?
TD, hang on one second. Give me about 5 minutes, bro.
You're good. You're good. If you want to come in and have a conversation, the link has been dropped. What's up, Benjamin?
Yo, what's up?
I'm good, man. What's your thoughts?
I'm trying to figure out, and I'm sorry, my voice is like done, but I'm trying to figure out why is everyone so into like as far as like Tua. Like I'm trying to really figure it out. I don't understand it. I'm not getting. I see the product on paper or on video, and I feel like this fan base just lives in a fairy, or not fairy, but like a fantasy land on like I hope the offense, or I hope the offense is top 10, or I hope this and I hope that. And it's like you see what the problem is, and you see that when we had Flores, you saw that like we needed Flores. But I feel like the fan base, they don't want to look at two things. The two things are we had an actual coach, like a real coach that you could build stability around. It was a lot of shady stuff in the background. So whatever was going on, they sent him out. That was still part of our ticket. And then the second thing is Tua. He's not good. Like it doesn't take all this time to figure out who's your guy. Like it really doesn't. And I'm not understanding as far as like why everyone just keeps giving him like second, third, fourth chances, like as if like he's like a family member or something like that. I'm just not understanding it.
Well, many people say that his interest into the NFL was very unfair to him, We didn't support him. We didn't give him the necessary support. His coaching staff didn't believe in him. And he deserves a fair opportunity. But one thing that I just learned recently that I had no idea about, I didn't know that Herbert coach didn't believe in him.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
I just found that out, that he wanted to bench Herbert and play the
it was Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go with Tyrod Taylor, but he was forced to go with Herbert. And the coach didn't like him. The coach wasn't a fan of Herbert. I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
But it made me so mad hearing it, because I'm like, did that stop Herbert from coming out and doing what he needed to do?
No, it doesn't. I mean, everyone knows. I mean, we're saying the same things over and over. It's confidence. Like it's a lot of different things with Tua. Like, I don't want to hear about Alabama. Like that's the old situation. Like, he's not that guy anymore. So we need to stop bringing it up. Like,
and then they fired Herbert's coach the very next season, and I didn't even know that Herbert had a brand new coach last year,
and he still balled out.
And I just found out that Herbert dealt with like 4 different systems in college and 2 different systems in the NFL already. Every year he's played football, he's had a different system.
And on top of that, look at Lamar Jackson's situation. Like, it wasn't even his team. He came in with a whole different offense. He had to adjust. He brought that team to the playoffs. He won MVP the next year. Then the third year, like, he didn't have like great years, but like, we got to stop making excuses for this kid. Like, I like him. I get it, but it's football. Like, he's the only person where I'm like, why do we keep making excuses? It's football. Yeah. Football is not like basketball. This isn't basketball where like you kind of can get attached to a player. It's a business. So like, you got to be able to be like, it's either he's productive or he's not. That's it. Like, I'm not giving him 4 years and 3 years. If he's not productive in the first 2 years, sometimes QBs only get 1 year. Sometimes. So it's like, I don't get it.
Dwayne, what you got on this? Oh, he just got out of here. The Triple S, what's up, man?
What's going on, TD? How you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm great. I'm kind of in alignment with you, to be honest, on the whole Jimmy G thing. I think that right now it wouldn't be the greatest move, just because of the risk versus reward. The risk being another media storm. We've experienced those before, and it's not really fun for anybody. Versus the reward, like, we've seen probably what's the best of Jimmy G. I mean, like you said, he hasn't had weapons like this, but at the same time, I'm still not sure if he's the guy. I think everything else would have to be perfect around him.
Well, why do we say things like that? Why do we
he got
say
to the Super Bowl with a really, really great team around him?
No, but what was his receiving core?
Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, he had Emmanuel Sanders,
who was well past his prime.
Trent Sherfield, who we have right now.
And he had George Kittle, and they had a historic run game. They had a historic run game that year.
So outside of the run game, how would you compare our receiving core to what he had?
There's no comparison.
But
there's no comparison.
Their run game is leaps and bounds better than ours, because ours isn't proven yet.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is Jimmy G he's not responsible for the run, like holistically.
No, you're right.
But as far as the passing game, why do we do that? We say we know what a guy is, but you never seen him with the ultimate weapons.
But we see,
like, do we know what Derek Carr is, or is he potentially going to take a whole nother level this year?
That's true. Yeah. But still, to my point earlier, I think the risk versus reward, I think the chances of the ultimate reward that we all want, which is the Super Bowl, are much lower than the potential risk of, I mean, it's a guaranteed, actually, that there's going to be a storm, a media storm, if we got him, a guaranteed storm. So I don't know if to me it's worth it. I could understand if someone says it is.
Where's the storm coming from?
From the 2 years.
The power.
Listen,
you know that.
Which is sad.
Listen, in terms of like the optics of it, I get it. It might not be ideal, and it'll definitely cause some ripple effects within the community from a PR standpoint. But at the end of the day, if I'm Stephen Ross, if I'm Chris Greer, I'm much, much less concerned about that storm as opposed to the storm that could potentially be coming down the road if we don't have stability at the quarterback position, and on top of that, we don't make the playoffs. That's the storm I'm trying to avoid at all costs. So I get it, the optics, if they entertain the idea, if they actually acquire Jimmy G at some point, I understand it might not be ideal, but if they do that, if they're seriously considering that Jimmy G option, that says, to me personally, that says a lot about what they think about Tua, where he is at this stage of his development, in my opinion. Because Jimmy G is a legitimate starter. Say what you want about him. He's a top 15 quarterback when healthy, when health permitting. He's proven that.
Yep.
So,
give me a
again, at top 15 status right now, again, on paper, Jimmy G's a better option than what Tua as well in any other quarterback we have on our roster, Teddy B included. So, again, I don't think the Dolphins will seriously entertain this. But again, if they do that, that to me, that says a lot about what they think about Tua in specifically this year.
Yeah, that's fair. I want to respond to Color. Color had a highlighted comment there. He said, "Who cares about the media storms?" And he is right, because at the end of the day, we shouldn't care what the media says. But I do want to say, I guess I'll rephrase it. It's not so much the media storm as it is just fan embarrassment. To have a guy like Jimmy G come in and it not work out, it's kind of the same as the whole when Tua wasn't working out and the whole fan base was up in arms. It's embarrassing when people are posting highlights in training camp, not even training camp, but mini camp, of him underthrowing Tyreek. Who cares about the media storm? Yes, I agree. Like, same thing when that happened. But at the same time, you can't deny the embarrassment. So it's not a big deal that Tua underthrew Tyreek in mini camp. Doesn't mean much, but it's still embarrassing. It's not a big deal if the media clowns us for getting Jimmy G and going with him instead of Tua, but it's embarrassing if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I agree. But still, I feel like we're not in – I know our team looks like we're in win now, but there's no way you can tell me that we're in win now with Tua. It just doesn't add up. You're only going to have this team this year, next year. So you're going to go with a quarterback he's unproven and he needs to still develop. So basically you're wasting this year because you don't know what he's going to be. You're hoping. And then next year, if he's not the guy, now you have to actually find the guy or draft the guy. That's another wasted year. Now the team's gone. Now you're in rebuild stage again. So what are we doing? That's what I'm not understanding.
Well, specifically about Tua, sure, he's an inconsistent player. That's been proven. First two to 3 years, he's been relatively inconsistent. However, to be fair and to be objective, right? Tua, again, see, if you got to look at it from a coaching and a front office perspective, look at where Chris Grier is. Okay. Chris Grier, the GM, obviously, how GMs feel and how the approach that they take with their draft picks. This is how they get graded specifically at their jobs. They are very, very stubborn, and they tend to be very, very lenient with their draft picks. Because again, you want to give especially a top 5 pick. And again, I'm not saying that's ideal. I would do that. But again, this is a GM. I'm sitting in the GM chair right now. So, and in regards to Tua specifically, he's been inconsistent. He's been an average player, but Tua has flashed big play ability at times, as a Miami Dolphin. That's just a fact. If you're going to be objective about it. So if you're sitting here, if you're Chris Grier and you're looking at you're looking at Tua, you're evaluating him. And if, again, look at the approach they took with entertaining Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is a finished product for the most part. He's clearly an upgrade. You look at Tom Brady, obviously, who's the best quarterback in the NFL. They entertain that allegedly. If you're Chris Grier, the only way you're going to move off of Tua, again, the only way you're going to move off of him unless there's there's a clear upgrade option available. So fast forward to this year specifically. Deshaun Watson informed the Miami Dolphins he's no longer interested in coming here, right? So if you're Chris Grier, you're looking at Tua's play, inconsistent play, You know, again, there's a lot of bad film on Tua, but his situation, as much as people like to minimize the effect of situations and the impact that have on young quarterbacks, that's a fact. Situations matter. So it's a tough situation if you're Chris Greer and all of us, really, to be honest with you, in terms of our own individual evaluations of Tua, because no matter what side of the fence you're on, you know, it's just extremely difficult to get a tough assessment of Tua because situation had been ideal. And whenever situations I'm talking about from a game perspective have been somewhat ideal for Tua, he's fallen short. So if you're a GM, why not just when there's no other options available, right? Why not just sit here, surround him with the best, assemble the best offense, the best coaching staff that you've had, offensive coaching staff that you've had here, right? And let's get the firmest assessment on where Tua is now. And that's the approach they've taken. And again, is it ideal? You know me, how I feel about Deshaun Watson, a player. You know how I feel about Tom Brady, a player. If those options were available, I would move off of Tua in a heartbeat. But that's not the reality of the situation right now. So they have to give Tua, surround him with the best. This is the best situation he possibly could be in. And we'll know here, it won't even take the whole year. It ain't going to take 17 games. Them first 5 games, we will get the most firm assessment of where Tua is and potentially can be. So I think that's where they're at. So we have no choice at this point.
But does that mean that Greer's not really on the hot seat? Because if you're able to like play around with these chess pieces like this with no pressure, like if he was on the hot seat, he's not putting Tua in, or like he's not going with Tua if his job's on the line. So basically his job's not on the line.
I personally don't feel like Greer's job is on the line. I told y'all he done already built his excuse out. So
to make moves like this, it makes sense why his job is not on the line.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of,
Hey, Ray, Ray, just stop, man. I know that you want to defend Tua at all costs, but stop. You don't have to put false information in the comment section to make your point. How can he be consistent with the most drops in the league? That's a lie, okay? The team who led the league in drops last year was the Chargers with 33. That's Herbert. His team had the most drops last year, 33 of them, okay? Carolina Panthers was number 2 with 28.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh
Pittsburgh
Herbert
Steelers
had the most drops and he still did what he did?
Yes. Pittsburgh Steelers
God.
27.
Oh my God.
Think about it. Look at how high Tua's completion percentage was. So how could he have had that many drops anyway?
And look at this idiot CB83. Really, bro. When did I say TD? As many debates have we had on Tua? Have I not been consistent about where? Have I said that he's flashed, but he's just been inconsistent? Have I not been consistent about that, bro?
Yeah, you just said it too. You literally just said it.
I mean, you see this idiot CB83 again, bro. Think about your channel, CB. You up here misinforming already.
Here we go. You clearly said the other day, I asked you, I said, have you seen flashes? You were like, no, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
What are you talking about, bro?
Hold on. Let me correct it.
You said, because I asked
what are you talking about?
No. I said he ain't did nothing. I said I ain't
What
seen
are you
nothing.
talking about, CB?
Yo,
I remember CB83's conversation the other day.
We had this conversation. Wasn't EM on too?
Yeah, but I'm the one who cut through and said to you, what has he done? He has done nothing.
No. Well, I think EM was in with the same perspective on what's
everybody that knows me. You can call Reason, you can call Martin, anybody that actually knows about football, other people that actually really know football in this community. When we've had the endless amounts of conversations, publicly or privately, you go back and go on these other platforms and pull up any footage, video of me talking about evaluating Tua publicly. I've always been consistent about him. He's an inconsistent player. He's flashed big playability at times. Everybody bro, they would tell you the same thing. So what are you talking about?
So who is everybody will tell you the same thing? Like, tell me, what do you mean by that?
Anybody, especially people that know me privately, bro. They'll tell you that.
So this is what I don't get from you, EM, a lot. I don't get the he's flashed. I've seen some good things from him. I just hear a lot of negativity from you typically when it comes to Tua.
Well, that's because
So
you don't listen. That's
No,
because
and I
you
do
don't listen, bro.
I listen carefully. I'm very
You
detailed in my
don't
listening.
listen.
And I listen to TD too. And that's when I get up here, I'm only giving you what I've heard. I'm never going to give you anything outside of that.
So you never heard the back and forth between me and TD when I feel TD is overly being overly critical to her. You've never seen me gone back and forth about him.
Yeah.
About
when
that.
You watch film, when you watch film with him.
Hey guys,
and
you never heard me color commentary when he was up here the first time me and Color had an on camera engagement. Color, and again, Color, I love you, bro. I'm not trying to turn this around on Color, but I'm just saying this engagement happened when Color was up here saying on TD's platform that he felt, and he was trolling to some degree, but he did say Tua didn't even belong as a backup status in this league. We went back and forth for an hour. I was going at Color because I felt like he was being overly critical of Tua.
And that's
stop,
what
boys.
a lot of
just stop it, man.
But this is what a lot of guys have done. They have said things like Tua doesn't belong in NFL. He's a backup quarterback. He can't make plays. And then they backtrack. They end up backtracking. And
Who said that?
Who said that? He's flashed. Who said that?
People. Who said that?
People. Like,
who said that?
Color in particular.
Are you?
Color said he doesn't. Color said he doesn't belong in the NFL. That's what Color said. And I was like, Color,
hey,
you just
no, CB. No.
That's hating.
Don't address them.
That's
They're not on the panel to defend themselves. This is me and CB.
Yeah.
This is me and this is EM and CB. I'm not concerned about what no other man said, bro. They're not up here to defend themselves. You up here misinforming the fan base, talking about the other day. I said Tua has not flashed anything. That's what you said.
I don't misinform anybody. So what I get up here,
you always misinforming, bro.
I get up here and dispute the nonsense. Like you said, hey, I said we can't have a top 10 rushing off, or I said we will have a top 10 rushing offense. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with taking that on because I think with the weapons we've added, the receivers, the fullback, the tight ends we have, the personnel we have, I think that'll be the case. Now you think it's a stretch, and I really don't care what you think, is a stretch from your perspective, but I get up here and say what I want to say. Because
99.9% of the time is nonsense, bro. Everything that comes out of your mouth is foolishness. Everything.
But
go ahead.
I'll
go ahead.
Long as it's coming from you, bro. Because I've heard.
I think if we poll, I think.
I know you ain't up here talking about somebody foolish.
I think. Matter of fact, I know. I know.
Goodness will, he's foolish too.
Listen, matter of fact, I know.
If we get along.
I know without a shadow of a doubt, if we polled the community who has more respect in regards to the game of football in this community, Buffoonist, CB83, or EM Dolphin fan, I guarantee you to be completely one-sided on EM Dolphin fan's favor, bro. So stop it.
Larry up here, man.
You should do a poll, TD, that says who is more foolish, EM or CB83. EM's gonna win.
Definitely gonna be
already gonna win, bro.
Yeah. I know. Anyway,
be on both sides of the fence too.
But anyway, no, I'm objective. I am objective. I call it down the middle, period. I don't care how it might ruffle your feathers, it might ruffle anybody's feathers in this community. I am objective, bro. And that's where we all should be. I'm not emotionally tied to any player on this team, bro. I'm emotionally tied to the organization, to the logo. And for that reason, I have to be objective in my evaluation in regards to Tua or any player 1 through 53 on this roster, period.
Hey,
that is the most responsible. That is the most responsible approach anybody should take to evaluating any player on this roster, bro. Y'all sitting up here emotionally tied to a player who's been average for the most part for 3 years. And what does that make y'all, bro?
We've heard this rant forever. We've heard this rant about you being subjective and you being split down the middle, right? We've also heard you say, hey, Tua's going to be great. Then we heard you say, "Hey, Tua's
no.
I get it. I mean, I
go get the tape where you said. Go get the tape where you said that I said, not me. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about me.
And you always,
I have never said Tua is going to be great.
What?
Yo, you always err on the side of caution, man. And I respect
I
that.
have very accurate and
Bro,
precise
listen.
points. I don't
CB83, you're leading the way right now with
You are.
52% of the vote with the
CB,
foolish
I was
take.
wrong.
yeah,
CB,
yeah.
I was wrong.
It's a
Everybody-
Tua
It ain't
hater.
looking
It's a Tua
good
hater
for you,
show,
Everybody
so
knows
of
CB's
course.
an idiot, bro. I mean, that ain't no big secret. Everybody in this community knows CB's an idiot,
hater,
bro.
it's
Come
a
on,
hater
man.
channel,
Be
so
nice.
That's real talk.
Be nice. No one's an idiot. Okay.
That's
They-
real talk, bro.
They may not know. They may not know what they talk about, but they're not idiots.
They're not
Go ahead.
idiots.
And you
Yeah,
and keep in
Steven.
mind, I'm probably the most hated. Well, I don't know.
You
TD
not
might
the
be.
most hated.
I
Come
don't
on.
know. TD. I think TD might be. TD might take that crown as the most hated. It's public enemy #1 in this community. But I ain't too far. I ain't too far behind at #2. So again.
Hey, can I ask you guys a
But
question?
anyway.
Hey,
Yo,
but can we dive in on?
Go ahead.
But can we dive in on flashes?
So did
what
I miss
is
the
that even-
Garoppolo talk? Did I miss all that?
All right, so Benjamin wants to dive in on flashes. What's your question on flashes?
Because like
what?
to me, I
Welcome
feel
to the
like,
CB83 show. Go
To
ahead.
me-
Sorry.
I feel like when someone flashes in like basketball, it's a little different because it's like, all right, he shows flashes, there's potential. When you show flashes in football, those guys usually find themselves out the league. Like when you show flashes,
What do
in
you mean?
three,
No,
like
what
it
do you
takes you about
what do you
3
mean by
years.
that?
Like it takes you about 2 to 3 years, and
What do
you're
you mean
still
by
showing
that?
flashes.
Well, hold on. This is something I don't agree with. So you said when you show flashes in football, you're usually out of the league in 2 to 3 years. Like there have been a
No,
number of
no,
instances-
flashes.
No. I'm saying if you're in your third year, or you're going into your third year, right?
Your
Or
rookie
fourth year, or
contract.
whatever.
You're in your rookie
Yes.
contract.
If you're not like, let's put it like this: like, if Lamar Jackson didn't win his MVP year, and he had a year like 2020, 2021, would the Baltimore Ravens still be looking at him as far as he showed flashes, or would they be looking
All right,
for
so-
an MVP?
All right, so let's talk about Josh Allen for a second. His first 2 years were pretty mediocre. If we go back and look at the stats,
I
they were
agree.
kind of similar to Tua, right? So he showed flashes within his play that warranted them giving him a chance and putting more weapons around him for him to be successful.
Yeah,
And that's what they did, and it paid off. So we're kind of on the same trajectory with
but
Tua.
Josh Allen has an arm.
And Tua doesn't. He doesn't have an arm. He can't throw a football.
No, I'm not saying that he can't throw.
So what are you saying, Benjamin? Like
he doesn't have
let's-
the type. He doesn't have the type of arm that Josh Allen.
So he doesn't have a cannon. That's what you mean.
Okay,
Cannon.
So
Yeah.
you think you need a cannon in order to be successful in the NFL?
Well, you just compared him to
helps.
Josh Allen.
I'm just
helps.
asking you a question. I'm asking you a question.
You
What
don't
do you
need it,
think?
but it helps.
I don't think you need a cannon, but from what I've seen,
So
from
what
Tua-
type of arm do you need to be successful?
To me, just I know you're not asking me the question, but I think you need accuracy. Is if you're accurate and you can throw the ball. I'm not saying you got to lob it. I'm not saying you got to, but if you're accurate, I think that you can be a quarterback that can win football games in the NFL.
and being able to
And-
read the field. Yes. If you
And
can't
Tua,
do those
all right.
things,
So Tua hasn't shown you that he can read the field or make accurate passes. That's what you're saying, Benjamin.
no.
So
Dude,
you-
he's one of the most
So,
accurate
Benjamin,
quarterbacks
From
in
me
the
watching,
NFL.
from me
All right, so
watching,
Benjamin, you haven't you haven't watched a lot of Dolphins football. I'm just gonna stop there. I'm gonna say you need to go back and you need to pull up, maybe some highlights or something, or maybe go back and just pull up some game film and watch all of Tua's dropbacks in 1 or 2 games. If you haven't seen that he could throw the ball and hit guys where they need to be hit with the receivers that we had last year and the tight end group that we had, then I think you're kind of being blind to the facts, and that's where a lot of Dolphin fans are. So and that's the case sometimes.
At
Some
this
guys
level-
need to go back and reinstate that and look at that.
At this level, it's not about flashing. It's about consistency. And
you're
that
right,
is
you're
what
right.
that's the issue that plagues Tua. No, he's not Josh Allen, the athlete. He doesn't have Josh Allen type arm. He doesn't have Josh Allen like a mobility, size, et cetera, et cetera. But Tua, Tua has enough physical ability, especially now being 3 years removed away from that catastrophic hip injury. Health shouldn't be an issue now. Tua, even in his previous 2 years, Tua, again, according to Brian Flores and George Godsey, even then, his previous 2 years, they said when Tua can make every throw you need to make. Again, his issues for the most part hadn't been even with him being closely removed from that hip injury. Health still wasn't the biggest issue. The biggest issue with Tua, in my opinion, when you put the film on, and if you really know how to evaluate film, okay. It's mental with Tua. Right? It's processing with Tua. I told you the reason I had this conversation last night or the other day, whenever it was. We were talking about Tua's projection this year. I said we talked about him being away from the health shouldn't be an issue with Tua. His arm looks stronger according to all the videos that his team has put out about him. And again, I know the pads aren't on, I know the bullets aren't flying, but you can see there's a tangible difference in the zip and the velocity that he's generating on a football at this point. Again, we'll see what the product looks like when the bullets are flying here in 3 weeks. But Tua's issue is processing, and it's going to always be that.
Hold on, I just want to ask EM a question real quick. I'm sorry, CB. EM, so my question to you, this training camp, right? We're going to have 3 preseason games. We're probably not going to see a lot of Tua in that. We're probably going to have 2. We got 2 inter-squad scrimmages.
Oh, we should. Should. Oh no, Tua needs reps, bro. Tua needs reps.
I guess my
Tua needs to be on the field, bro.
My first question to you is, what do you want to see from Tua in the preseason and in training camp? Mind you, I also want to put the caveat up there that I don't believe that Mike Daniel's going to open up his playbook for the world to see. So there will be a lot of things that we are not able to see or get access to as fans.
Well, that makes your question to me a moot point because there's nothing to again, for the most part in the preseason, I want to see every player come out healthy. I can't really firmly evaluate.
I was asking about Tua in particular, though.
That's what I'm saying. There's not, again, what you just said. The game plan is going to be extremely vanilla. It's going to be dumbed down. Right. The defenses that we face are going to take a vanilla, a pretty much a vanilla-like approach. So you can't firmly evaluate Tua. Again, I just want, for the most part, and it's just not relative to Tua, but 1 through 53, I want health. I want them to be healthy. Let's get to week 1. Let's see what he looks like against New England, and we can start the evaluation process at that point.
TD, can I ask you the same question, TD? Like, what do you want to see in the training camp and preseason from Tua?
Yeah, the slants.
What do I want to see from him in training camp?
Yeah, like, is there any, or are you just like, get week 1, get here? Like, there's nothing I need to start training.
EM made a good point, and this is why.
How does it?
Who is that?
Don't worry, flip side fishing. You treading lightly, my friend. You need to tread lightly. But anyway, go ahead.
EM made a good point.
Go ahead.
This is what people need to realize, and I feel like it's going to be really hard to evaluate Tua when you're trying to run the ball a lot. You're limiting how much it's in his hand. You still have the quick passes, all of that type of stuff. Again, you're not going to know how well he does until you play against those certain teams, those certain defenses that's going to take away that first read and send pressure. How will he react? Will he take advantage of the opportunities the defense gives him? Will he just look to one side of the field and miss other guys on the other side?
And you're not going to see that in the preseason. You're not going to see none of that in the preseason.
Hold on.
He either looks good in the preseason or he looks like a hot mess.
TD, how can you? I'm sorry, CB. How can you clearly evaluate bubble roster players when involved? Like, let's go to that 5th and 6th wide receiver slot, or that 5th and 6th, or that 4th running back. Are we going to have that 4th running back?
Those guys aren't just evaluated by what they do on offense. And when you're talking about those guys, how are they looking special teams?
I agree.
At the end of the day, as long as you show enough in practice, did you make that separation on special teams to where you make the team? So those, and remember, this year we're gonna have the least amount of bubble guys we've ever had because this team is already set.
100%. And I asked that question kind of to make the point for me and the future. Like, there's nothing we're really gonna learn from preseason games this year, guys. Like, I agree. There's nothing that we're truly gonna learn this year.
No, we might get to know a little something in the first quarter of the Bucs game.
About what?
The whole offense.
They're not going to show anything though, TD.
What you mean?
Well,
that first quarter of the Bucks game? You gonna see offense
Steven,
in? Listen, Tampa Bay's
now,
gonna come
guys-
out and say, "Let's go get our touchdown so we can go sit down." Stop them, offense.
Well, again, that's one
offense and
series,
defense
TD.
come
That's
out-
one.
No,
Again,
I
that's
get
one
it.
series, bro.
I get it. It's not going to be the end all be, but it will be an early statement, EM. If our offense can go out there and drive down the field and put it in Tampa Bay's defense first string, they're going to be trying to stop us. If they can go down and have a nice solid drive, that's a good look.
Yeah, that's what.
We saw. Well, listen here. We saw that last year in the preseason. We saw that, right? Everybody was hopping up, jumping up and down. Oh Lord, Tua about to make the Hall of Fame based off the preseason. We got to the regular season, how that worked out. So all I'm saying is, listen.
Proof.
I don't care about how it looks. I don't care about the optics, bro. You're not going to get the firmest evaluation on Tua until the season starts, and that's any player, bro.
And we agree with that. I don't think
I get that. What I'm saying is, if we're going down there methodically, dinking and dunking like normal, then yeah. But if I see some big plays, if I see him hitting the intermediate, it's just a good look. That's all I'm saying.
And the one
I don't give a bro. I'm at the point now, bro.
CB,
I don't care about optics, bro. I care about production. I care about production. I care about execution. I don't give a damn about optics, bro.
So EM, the joint practices with the Bucks and Dolphins, like the full practice, ain't gonna tell you nothing.
The one-on-one matchup.
Listen, I'm not saying they
announced that they're gonna have full contact practices.
When did I say it? It doesn't matter, bro. I'm not saying there are some things you can take away from that, but what did I say? To get the firmest and most, accurate assessment to it, you can't get, or any player, you can't get that to the regular season. So no, you can take some things, give and take from the preseason, from joint practices or whatnot. Yeah, okay, but at the end of the day, bro, we got to wait till the season starts to really start that evaluation process.
I agree.
Yeah, but TD said something kind of. So TD said that if he's running the ball and the ball is out of his hands a lot, did you mean like in terms of the season, or did you mean in terms of preseason?
During the season.
Okay, so if you feel like we're running the ball and he's being efficient, hitting guys, not making spectacular plays, but making plays good enough to be efficient and score points, you feel like you can't get a good read on his evaluation. That's what you're saying?
No, you'll be. See, here's the deal. I have no problem. Like, take Jimmy G in San Francisco. I have no concern about Tua being able to be in that type of offense and help the team a little, okay? Make plays to where this team is winning. But it's first of all, you're only going to have like 7 games this year where a defense runs up to you like Tennessee did, like Buffalo continues to do. You're going to have about 7 of those this year versus the 3 to 4 that we have every year. You're going to have about 7 of them. In those games, are you going to show up and be a big-time quarterback, or are you going to shrink? Are you going to fold? Are you going to be left helpless? Those are the games that you're going to make those determinations. I don't care about those other games where we're running the rock, play action, he's hitting guys open, all that good stuff. I'm talking about the games where guys are barely open. It's tough. You got to squeeze that ball in there. It's NFL rough open.
And we've
let me ask
we've also seen, according to CB83's approach to what he just said, right? We've also seen that's not sustainable long term. We've seen 2 just recently, right? 2 organizations that were in very similar situations. You had LA with Jared Goff. You had that same player, Jimmy G, was in San Francisco, and those 2 players took their teams to they were on the teams at Super Bowl teams, and their head coaches looked at their player at that position and said, you know what, I have to do better. So again, in the short term, sure, if we're generating that level of production, to your point, CB, about a top 10 level, sure, and we lean more, we're more run centric, and less responsibility falls on Tua. Let's just ask of Tua. In the short term, if we're winning games, yeah, okay, that'll suffice short term. But long term, clearly we've seen first and foremost, that's not long term. That's not a long term approach.
But see, you say it's.
Go
ahead, Steven. So hold real quick. He says it's.
Go ahead, Steven.
So you say it's not a long-term approach, and it bothers me when you say that because these teams were in the Super Bowl in AFC and NFC championships.
Not as a result of their quarterback.
They're
so
one or two.
So why did they move off? Why did they invest? LA sent 2 first-round picks to the Lions for Matthew Stafford. And Kyle Shanahan, just 2 years removed from the Super Bowl, looked at Jimmy G and gave us 3 first-round picks to trade up to number 3 to draft Trey Lance. If what you're saying is accurate, why would they do that?
Those teams had $100 million quarterbacks. We do not have $100 million quarterback. We are not paying. We are not paying Tua $100 million to be that guy.
No, $100 million is more the reason to keep him.
So though we are not paying him $26 million a year like Jimmy G was getting paid. Jimmy G was getting paid to make those plays. Tua is a rookie. He's on a rookie contract.
Tua is a top 5 pick. What are you talking about?
He's on a rookie. He's on a rookie
Tua
contract.
is a top 5 pick, bro. Jared Goff was a number 1 overall pick.
And
are you serious, CB?
And Jared Goff led his team to the NFC Championship.
And they moved off of him. And Sean McVay looked at him and said, "No, I need a better, more talented solution to that position." That's what both of those quarterback coaches said.
And Jimmy G. G was in the Super Bowl 2 years.
And they moving on from him.
Because he got paid too much.
Bro, you're
because he wasn't. Bro, you had a chance to go out and get Stafford, CB83.
They got paid too much. See what I mean, CB? See, you know what? Listen. Oh my God, bro!
To play like that, no, you don't.
You know what? I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna gonna continue to let you talk and let you spew your nonsense. And bro, you keep digging that ditch.
Hold on.
Oh my God, bro.
Hold on, I got one for CB83. So you mean to tell me if Tua has a Jimmy G season this year, should the Dolphins pick up his 5th-year option?
I'm not sure.
Hold on. Which is the exact the 5th-year option for Tua is going to be Jimmy G money anyway. Should they pick up the 5th-year option if he plays like Jimmy G this year?
I don't know.
Roach, we just talked about that.
No, I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better, CB83.
He ain't gonna answer, TD.
We go to the Super Bowl.
He ain't gonna answer.
We go to the Super Bowl.
Did we just talk about this, Roach?
I'm having deja vu.
We just had the same exact.
We go to the Super Bowl and lose with Tua, and should they pick up the 5th-year option? Because if your answer is yes, ain't no depend. It's a yes or no. If your answer is yes, then you lying to yourself.
TD,
you contradicting yourself.
TD,
he does that a lot. He tends to do that a lot.
It's gonna depend on what your options are, draft wise, free agency wise, all of that. All of that's
you know what's gonna be. You know what's gonna be. Hold on. You know what's going to be available in the draft, and you already know enough about what's going on.
Who was going to be free agency. I don't know who's going to be there.
So hold up. I'm going to repeat exactly what I just said on my morning show. If Tua gets us to a Super Bowl, he will be part of the success. He's not going to be a game manager. And if y'all bring up 2 people,
that's what they say.
I'm gonna be so upset. Okay,
but hold on, Steven. Why? Hold on. You mean to tell me we can't get to a Super Bowl with Tua just going along for the ride?
If Tua's what he is now or worse, no. If Tua improves even remotely,
I said if Tua becomes a Jimmy G, which is improvement, even a small bit.
Then yes, we're gonna. And by the way, not only will that happen.
No,
Tua will also get a $50 million a year contract.
Wait, hang on. Let me address that narrative real quick.
We're just gonna ignore what's happening in San Francisco.
Hang on. Let me address that narrative. Hang on. Let me address that narrative. Hang on.
You should want Jimmy G right now.
Hang on, TD. Hang on 1 second. Let me address that narrative real quick.
Ceiling's higher for Tua. Ceiling's higher.
Hang on, Stephen D. Hang on.
Look here, EF. Okay, I'm sorry, EF.
Let me address that narrative real quick about
over the show, man.
No. I'm just offering a perspective. That's all, bro. Listen, let me address what TD's narrative about if he improves to Jimmy G's status. If Tua, if he improves to a Jimmy G level type of player, if it's just Tua, No, that's not enough to get us. That might not even be enough to get us to the playoffs. But here's the thing. If Tua gets to that level, in addition to we have the run support that Jimmy G had. Well, yeah, I think with the defense and it collectively, yeah, absolutely. Because people forget about that was a historically great rushing attack that they had the year they went to the Super Bowl. We don't have that. That's what I was telling this fool CB83 the other day. We don't have that. I think it's very irresponsible to have that expectation based off the personnel we have. Yeah, we have and the San Francisco 49ers have. So yeah, if Tua improves the Jimmy G level with that level of production on the ground, well, absolutely. But I don't think that's going to be the case.
We could come out and be top 5 rushing. You don't know.
But the argument is if we do have a historic rush game like that, they're thinking Tua's the answer now.
Tua is part of the success.
Only casuals will. Only casuals will.
Was Jimmy G part of the success?
Only casuals will. Only casuals will.
I'm not sure Trey Lance makes those plays. If that was the case, they would have played Trey Lance.
I'm on the fence about it.
Come on, you don't know that.
When did they draft Trey Lance?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, right after the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
So Jimmy G was a part of the success?
Yes,
do you think they felt that?
Yes, he was. If that was the case, they wouldn't.
I think that they felt that they had a better opportunity, like the ceiling was higher with Trey Lance. So they had the pick. It was worth going out and getting him.
And that's the point. If Tua plays like Jimmy G, they're going to definitely in this draft see better upside.
Okay.
So for sure. Somebody, but that means they may not start him right away. That they could draft somebody,
and that's fine.
They could do just like San Fran did,
and that's fine. But then you get to the point of what you gonna give them a big contract?
No.
So time out. So this is my statement, TD. The market will dictate. Okay, I'm not saying he'll be worth it. I'm not saying the market will dictate that he will get more than what Kyler Murray got today, which will be a $50 million.
No, hell no. You done lost your damn mind, Stephen D.
If he goes to a Super Bowl,
he's not going to a Super Bowl.
No, you done lost your mind, bro.
The scenario here is this. This is the scenario we're saying. If the Dolphins get to a Super Bowl, Tua's going to be a part of that success. He's not just going to be a game manager. He'll be part of.
But you don't. Hey, you don't.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Go ahead, Steven.
He'll be part of that success, and the market will. You got to understand with this new TV or streaming agreement, the cap is going to go up tremendously in the next 2 years. So the market will dictate that a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, which Tua will be at that point because he'll have been in one, will be worth $50 million. He's going to get the bag.
Listen, we go to a Super Bowl. You don't make a $50 million investment in a player if they have to be the reason.
I never said that.
You have to be the reason they get to the Super Bowl for the most part.
I actually somewhat agree with TD that I could see a scenario where the Dolphins are like, well, let's draft a quarterback this coming up football season.
Of course.
Right? But I'm telling you, the market, Tua's going to ask for it. Tua's going to be like, 50 mil. I got you to a Super Bowl. I won a Super Bowl. Y'all can say what you think so?
No,
he's not going to ask for no hometown discount.
No. Tua would have to elevate to a top 8 guy to warrant that type of contract.
Steve, I'm gonna say
bro, that ain't happening.
You really think?
I mean, he might. But I'm saying he might. But from what we've seen, Tua's not sniffing the top 10, bro. From what we've seen.
I don't want the Steven thinks no. I am playing out the scenario we win a playoff game this year and we go to a Super Bowl next year. And I really think that TD, shut up, TD.
I'm telling you, bro.
He's right because it brings down the quality of the panel. You can CB up here with his nonsense and there's several other casuals in the community. They do nothing. They offer nothing productive to these panels, bro. Nothing. They need to be banned from these panels, bro, permanently.
if the Dolphins make the Super Bowl,
everybody's
the
a
next 2
casual
years,
fan, bro.
Time out.
They need to be banned permanently from these panels, bro.
Let me finish, EM. If the Dolphins make the Super Bowl in the next 2 years, I guarantee that Tua will demand a $50 million plus contract. Guarantee it.
You said the market will demand.
The market will dictate it.
You know why he won't? You know why he won't, Steven? Because he can't even tell somebody what to do in the locker room without Tyreek saying, "Hey, man, go tell that guy to do that." He ain't gonna go up there and do nothing. He don't have the moxie to go in there and say, "I want this money." Is what I'm saying.
You guys are forgetting that it's not players that do that anyway. It's agents, and his agents, if he won a Super Bowl, would be smart
actually. You're right. He does have a lot of people.
The market will dictate it if he goes to a Super Bowl. Mark my words.
No. Let me ask you this, Stephen D. Did they make when Jimmy G went to the Super Bowl? Did they re-up him? Did they tear up that contract and say, you know what, you are part of the reason why we got here. Let's give you the highest paid contract in the NFL. Did they do that?
Can I answer the question?
Now they're in a bad.
Did they do that?
No,
I'm asking you a question.
No, they didn't.
Did Sean McVay turn to Jared Goff and say, "Look, bro, the morning after they lost to the Patriots, the night of when they owned the plane going back to LA, did he say, Goff, you helped us get here, my friend. We're going to tear up your contract and make you the highest paid quarterback in the league. Stop it.
Can I answer your question, EM? Can I answer your question?
You can try, but go ahead. Go ahead.
And both of those, let's play out scenario, Rams scenario, 49ers. In the Rams scenario, they thought that they already were really, really good and were one big piece away. And Stafford ended up being that big piece. And they traded the farm to go get Stafford. And they had and it was the right move. They won a Super Bowl with it, right? It was the right move.
TD, why you put that comment on the screen, man? Put that back up there.
With San Francisco, we all can agree that Jimmy G is I don't want to say he's average, but I guess we'll say he's average.
Fans, man.
But what I will say to you is this. I will say to you that they think that the ceiling is higher with Trey Lance. So I am all for teams that if you think you can upgrade at a position, do it. By all means, go ahead and do it.
Why do you think? Well, why do you think? Okay. What you just said about hang on, Stephen D. Hang on. I want to address your comment. Let me address your comment.
Just
give me an opportunity, please.
No, I do.
Please.
Can I just finish the statement and say
Yeah. All right.
I just want to say that I never said that the Dolphins were going to be the one to pay him. I just said that the market would dictate that that's what he would do if they made the Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, look. Okay. Well, to your statement that you made about San Francisco feels like Trey Lance has a higher ceiling. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you specifically, what about Trey Lance when you're comparing the two players, Jimmy G, Trey Lance? Why do you think – hang on, Stephen D. Okay, why do you think the 49ers feel like Trey Lance has a higher ceiling?
I mean, I don't watch enough 49ers.
Yeah, I don't let him answer, CB. I didn't ask you. Let him answer.
I'll say I don't watch enough 49ers games to give that a qualified answer. But what I have seen is – I don't have a problem necessarily with Jimmy G. Jimmy G has gotten you to a Super Bowl. He's gotten you to 2 NFC championship games. I don't think he's necessarily but if you can significantly upgrade, yes, that could be the difference maker. But I also think that you can do other things to help you get over that.
Okay. Too. And that's fair enough. But
can I answer that?
I respect you so much, CB. I'm sorry, Stephen D. I respect you so much. Because you admit your shortcomings. You're not like CB83 gets up here just shooting off, just talking out the side of his mouth with foolishness, bro. And he's masquerading as somebody that's well-versed in the details of the game of football.
So right now,
respect
the San
to you,
Francisco
homie.
49ers don't really know what they have in Trey Lance. He hasn't shown them enough to get out there and say, oh, he could be this guy. So I don't see, honestly.
So let me ask you, CB.
But isn't that what we're doing with Tua?
So let me ask you, CB.
Well,
specifically, obviously, no, seriously, all trolling aside, CB, let me ask you this. Obviously, the 49ers feel like he's a better long-term solution to Jimmy G. Why, from a football perspective, do you feel like Kyle Shanahan, when you putting the tape on of both players, why do you feel like they opted to go with Trey Lance, as opposed to Jimmy G?
Shanahan must see something on practice film and what he's seeing to make that decision. I just don't think it's the right decision because I don't think Trey Lance.
But that's your opinion.
That's just my opinion. Yeah. I don't think he's done enough to warrant putting your franchise on his shoulders yet.
Well, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna make it simple for you. They look at the physical traits. It all goes back to the physical traits.
You just said the most important thing is processing.
No, I mean, Tua's issue. No, I said Tua's issue. The issue that plagues him is processing. I'm telling. I'm coming.
You think Trey Lance
I am talking. Hang on. I'm talking about pure. Again, why else would they make this move? Because Trey Lance, let alone NFL tape, Trey Lance played 1 year in college, bro. So it can't be a film. It can't be film based for the most part. So it's got to be his immense physical talent is what they are banking on and giving him and evaluating him, giving him that higher upside.
And EM, I will add to it, EM, that they could be wrong about that evaluation.
Exactly.
They
could.
I'm not saying they are.
I mean, thank you for stating the obvious. Thank you for stating the obvious.
But it's fair to say though. Like I think you have.
You make it seem like your evaluation is right. It's not.
Just like they could be wrong about Tua.
They could
moving forward with him.
But you gotta give him a shot. You gotta give him. But you gotta give him the shot.
He doesn't had a shot.
No, he hasn't. Not with any talent around him. And that's the thing. Like, y'all get on here and say, "Hey, he's flashed. He hasn't been consistent, right?"
I didn't say that.
No, all right. So you said he hasn't flashed.
I said that.
Ian,
TD said that he hadn't flashed.
Ian said he has flashed, but he hasn't been consistent. Now, as an offensive unit, when you go out there and play football, right? You got 11 guys. You got offensive linemen. You got tight ends. You got running backs. You got everything around you, right? So as a unit, as a collective, it's never a one guy thing, and that's what you'll realize when you talk. When you listen to coaches, they don't say, "Hey, it's on this guy to get it done." They say, "Hey, as a unit, we gotta go out and make plays. We gotta go out and execute as a unit."
Are we talking about the offense, or we talk about Tua?
So when everybody isn't executing, it's going to be hard to see consistency.
Are we talking about the offense, or are we talking about Tua?
Any position.
We are talking
Ian,
about
Tua.
Tua.
With that, or do you disagree?
We are talking about Tua.
Do you agree or disagree with that?
Who?
What's going on, TD?
Ian,
What's going
do you
on,
agree
everybody?
Or disagree with that?
To be honest, to be completely transparent, CB, after your third, after the third,
home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Never forget that. This is home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. But TD, listen to me, bro. Why are you doing this to us, TD?
We can't do it.
Why are you doing this to us, TD? Your title with Jimmy G, buddy.
Hey,
listen, man.
He's like, Pete, take the wheel.
Hey, where's your troll? Where's your
CB83
picture?
Please let me talk.
Where's your troll
CB83, please, bro. This is bigger than Tua, bro. TD doesn't come up here with anything that does not make sense. Can I speak, please? Can I please speak?
Oh man, he let
Wait, what do you want?
On there.
This is bigger than Tua.
You guys don't.
It's bigger than Tua.
I'm starting to break up, man. Listen, this is. Yes. You guys don't realize what's happening. TD is giving you guys, TD probably already knows Jimmy G might land in Miami, and I'm scared. What is wrong with you guys? We got Wes Welker, the receivers coach. We got Mike McDaniels as the new head coach. Y'all don't see everything that's tying together to try to get us in?
Pete, we got Skyler too.
This is what I'm saying. Like, what is going on in Miami? We got the Brian Flores defense, and now we're gonna convert this with the Kyle Shanahan, Mike McGenius offense. TD, is this what's going on in Miami? Please, no Jimmy.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you can drop him out now.
Sorry.
Y'all funny, man. Listen, man. CB83, you still dodging.
Oh my God.
What's the question?
Why you not putting Pete to the fire, TD?
Yeah, you're bringing us back.
I'm not putting Pete to the fire.
No.
Pete know what time. Pete know what time.
TD's scared of Pete, man.
That's exactly what it is.
Saying.
Y'all act like Pete said something.
I'm just saying.
Pete just basically telling y'all that TD knows something y'all don't know, and I'm just preparing you for it. So we just trying to minimize the tears. We're trying to minimize the tears.
Get out of here.
Hold on.
TD, are you saying
we just trying to minimize the tears from the Tua nears? Trying to
TD, what's your money on?
Hey, look here.
Does the
TD.
trade happen,
Don't
TD?
let me get solo up here.
Is your
TD
money
just-
on the trade?
TD just said
Jimmy G is
no,
not
said he
getting
didn't want Jimmy
traded.
G.
I don't think
Okay.
I don't
He
Jimmy.
will be cut.
I would be flabbergasted if
He
if
will
they
be
actually
cut.
bring in Jimmy G, bro.
He will be
I would
cut.
be real. That would surprise even
I
me.
mean,
You would like the move. You would like the move.
I
Estefan
honestly don't
told me
think we'll
the
bring in a
other day-
QB until like week
Estefan told me
5.
the other day
If,
that is the typical
are you asking me
Miami
that,
Dolphin
CB?
move.
Are you asking me
Yeah,
that?
I'm asking you. Yeah.
If they have only if from what they've seen, and again it's a small sample
From
size.
what they've seen. What
Hang
you
on.
mean? We know
From-
what we seen, bro.
Well, if they've seen it, what they've seen in this offense in OTAs and mandatory minicamp, and there might be some hesitation there, and there, as far as they're moving forward to it, I'm all for it because again, I'm for the best option at every position. Not it just don't have. It just don't
But
have
you
to be
you
Tua.
putting it on the coaches. I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about the coaches. I'm talking
Hey,
about
guys,
your
I gotta
perspective.
bounce.
But I'm just telling you,
Love you, Roach.
again,
Be good,
if
Roach.
they
see you
acquire,
guys.
like I said earlier, if they acquire Jimmy G, that says a lot about what they think about Tua this year.
Right. But
There's
you-
no
do
way in
you
the world
think
you're
it- but do
entertaining
you think-
bringing a player
do
like
you
Jimmy
think,
G if you are that sold on Tua. Again, you got 3 quarterbacks already on the roster. That
from
tells you
your
everything how they feel about Tua.
evaluation, From your
What's that?
evaluation, what would you do?
I
They got-
think Jimmy G is marked. Hang on. He asked me. Hang on, Pete. I think Jimmy G, what he's shown as a San Francisco 49er, he's better than Tua, but I would bank on Tua's upside compared to Jimmy G. I'd rather roll with him and see what Tua looks like. Because I think because all we can say what we want about Jimmy G and Tua whatnot, Tua is the better athletic option. So I would take the 49ers approach they took with Trey Lance, betting on the player with the better physical upside. I would take that exact same approach with Tua because I think the gap between Tua and Jimmy G is not like you're comparing Brady to Tua. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'd still roll with Tua.
Now, real quick, I want to ask Pete and Lewis the same thing. Now, who would you rather have, Jimmy G, or would you rather have Tua, based on your evaluations, Pete?
For a season or for
Can I speak? Can I speak for Pete? Because I know
No,
exactly
no.
what Pete will say.
Now Pete want to go ghost. Come on, man.
Pete's gonna say, well, according to my gas station attendant, Jimmy
Lewis, what
G
you think,
has
man?
a
You want
higher
Jimmy G or you
upside
want-
than Tua Tagovailoa.
I would agree with EM 100%.
Breaking news. Jimmy G says he would prefer to play with Mike McDaniels over anyone.
Did he just say that for real? For real?
Man,
Jimmy
TD
G
lying,
says he
y'all.
prefers to play with Mike
Nah,
McDaniels
TD
over
troll.
anyone else.
Stop that, TD.
TD
Stop lying.
TD the ultimate troll,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, do y'all know how many hearts just dropped?
Look at TD, man.
I
Bro,
ain't
TD's
gonna lie. I
always
went
trolling.
straight to my Twitter page. Like, where does this say that here? Let me look.
I'm on ESPN right
Where
now.
is it? I'm on Twitter right now. I don't see where it says.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question Greer related? And it
Man,
goes
I
to
really-
something that
man.
EM was talking about earlier.
Go ahead.
So earlier, EM was talking about how we're not really sure what we have with Tua. So we loaded up the roster, and a couple people have alluded to it too. where
Mark.
We haven't, we aren't, we never seen Tua with proper weapons, proper offensive line, proper protection. So obviously, we went balls to the wall this offseason, got a bunch of players. If you're Greer, do you think that we went too far? Would you have went less far with getting weapons for Tua, given that we don't know what he is, or do you think he went the right distance, or do you think he should have went even further, given what we know or don't know about Tua?
Bro, you play to win the game, and that's my motto. Like, you don't play to lose.
Do they?
And I understand
Play
the Dolphins.
to win the game.
I understand in the past the Dolphins have always
That's some
just
insightful shit
been
right there for you,
average.
bro.
Boy,
Man, that was
they-
so insightful.
Boy, they have just been average, but you play to win, man. Now that you have what you have on defense, it was only right that you spend some money on the offense, since that's what you're already spending all your money on the defense. So it's only right that you add to the offense, add talent.
So you think he went you think he did the right amount? Do you think he should have done more? What do you think?
No, I think they're right where they need to be. If they need to make a move, they can, and they still have the draft capital. So if they need to go get another quarterback next year, they'll have the draft capital to get one. But you give Tua this year and give him a fair evaluation with some talent around him. I think that's the best approach. And that's all you can do. And I think there's enough talent on this roster to be competitive. At the least, you're going to be competitive in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's enough talent. There's enough talent on this roster to carry Tua. That's basically what you're saying. Tua ain't carrying this roster. He didn't carry our last roster.
Yo,
he ain't
quarterbacks.
Yeah, but hold on, CB. Hold on, CB.
How many quarterbacks are carrying rosters?
Let me ask you a question, Lewis. Why is it that Tua has to carry the team in order for them to be successful?
It's not only Tua, Stephen D. It's any quarterback. You want your quarterback to elevate
who
players.
Is
not
carrying?
players.
Tell me who is carrying the rosters. Name the quarterbacks carrying the rosters.
Listen.
Come
on,
dead
CB.
serious.
I wasn't going to that extreme, but
No, he ain't, Lewis. He ain't.
What
He's
don't
not,
you guys
bro.
understand that Tua's a top 5 pick?
No, he ain't.
You want a prime example of quarterbacks carrying? Go back to the Buffalo and Kansas City Chiefs game in the playoffs.
Talk to him.
That's what you call carrying.
That
type of play.
Game. That's
in
one
game.
That's what it is.
That's
what Tua don't have that in him.
Guys, I'm talking about carrying.
But let me ask you guys a question about.
You don't.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Every quarterback has flashes. He has moments.
Do you see what Josh Allen is doing? Josh Allen.
What is he doing?
If that team didn't have Josh Allen, they not making the playoffs. I don't care how good they are.
I agree with you. I have a question for the panel.
I bet you if Buffalo had Tua, they missed the playoffs.
100%.
We don't know that.
I know it.
I
agree.
Hey, if he in that system, they go to the playoffs.
I got one better for y'all. I bet you it's Justin Herbert.
If he's in that system, if Tua's in Buffalo, man, y'all listen. If Tua's in Buffalo, mark my words, Brian Daboll is not a good coach. He would not have a head coaching job. Brian Daboll would not have a coaching job right now. He would have been fired.
Bro, that's blasphemous.
Bro, let me tell you why, Stephen D. Let me tell you why. Because if Buffalo didn't get them 763 rushing yards that Josh Allen give them plus every year.
You're talking about rushing yards.
No, you don't understand. No, because of the rush. No, because of the element he brings to the game. If he didn't have,
that's impact, CB. That's impact, CB. That's impact.
Listen to me.
That's called impact. That's what that's called, bro.
Y'all gonna let me finish.
Impact.
Y'all gonna let me finish.
Go ahead, TD.
Listen, y'all gotta understand impact. That freaking 763 rushing yards, do you know how much they will punt the ball if he ain't just hike the ball and run for 7 automatically? Y'all don't get it. Those rushing yards is what makes the difference with Josh Allen. If he had to be just a pocket passer all day, he would be just fine in the league, but he wouldn't be Josh Allen, the same Josh Allen he is today.
So, all right, so let me hold on. Let me ask you a few questions here, TD. Number one, was Josh Allen not considered a mediocre quarterback before
somebody donated this channel and get CB83 out of here, man. You donating the Stephen D approach. Yeah, I got you. I can't die, man. Bro,
do it, TD. Do it. I'll be able to ban this guy.
You gotta set the terms, though, man.
No. Listen. They need. Listen. Go ahead and vote. Go ahead and listen. Go ahead and donate.
Talking sense, bro. Y'all be trying to.
Hey, what y'all need to do? Hey, TD.
Bill's Mafia in the room. Guys, let me give you
dogs on you quick.
Y'all in the chat, everybody in the chat, somebody donate and get CB up out of here. That way he can go live on his new channel. That way he can go live on his new channel. We can see.
How many?
Go ahead.
Let's talk some reality about Josh
Get him up out of here.
Can I finish my statement?
Hey, we got a Bills fan up here. We got a Bills fan. Oh my God!
Just one $1 a minute, man. Some thought on from my side.
Hold on, Mark. Let me ask TD these few questions and make
Mark, why are you number one up here, man? Y'all don't got no Bills channel to watch.
No, because Buffalo channels are horrible.
TD, I can't believe you're gonna let a Bills fan up here. You gonna let a Bills fan come up here on this panel? Are you serious?
Hold on, EM. Could it be that much? Could it be worse than having CB83?
No, definitely.
Well, you got me there. You got me there, bro. You got me there. You got me there. You got me there.
Hey, y'all try.
Can I finish now? Can I finish now?
Y'all dirty.
Is you done or is you finished? All right. Thank you. Anyways, as I was saying, first question. When Stephon Diggs showed up, did he not make Josh Allen and that Buffalo's Bills team and that offense that much better?
They took another step. They took a big step.
I'm asking TD.
TD, answer the question. Don't run from
Answer
it.
the question. Don't run from it, sir.
It gave Josh Allen a viable weapon that he could utilize his arm with.
Okay, so according to you, you had made the blanket statement that if Tua was on the Buffalo Bills, they wouldn't make the playoffs, right?
They wouldn't.
No.
All right. And so with that, when you make a blanket statement like that, it makes me think, well, then the Dolphins this year, they're not, according to you, they're not going to make the playoffs because I feel like their offense.
We waiting to see, Steven.
Yeah.
I'm just
Hey, Steven,
just
can I ask you a question?
I'm
Steven
just
D, can I
saying.
ask you a question?
But
I've told you 4 to 6 games.
Hold on,
with
Pete.
Tua.
Hold on, Pete. Hey, let me ask you guys a question because you guys are talking about the wrong scenario. Don't put Tua in Buffalo. Put Justin Herbert the last 2 years with Miami. Do we make the playoffs?
No.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
CB,
Somebody donate.
Somebody
donate to get this man.
No,
you still the same.
I gotta get like
Miami screams Super Bowl.
The man threw for 10,000 yards in 2 years. What we
So
talking
who
about? The man got
who
signed.
did he throw to?
Come on, man.
Lewis.
Come on, CB.
Who did he throw to? Lewis. Who did he throw to?
He would have been throwing to Devontae Parker and Jalen Waddle last year. So
Lewis.
Did you just say Devontae Parker? Lewis, did you just say Devontae Parker?
You don't think Justin Herbert? Hey, do you think Justin Herbert with Mike Gesicki, Jalen Waddle, and Devontae Parker?
I just told you no, bro.
They don't make the play. You're crazy. You're crazy.
Bro, I just told
you done
you
lost
no,
your
bro.
mind. You done lost your mind.
Real talk.
Hey,
real
Justin,
talk.
hey,
real
did y'all see what
real
happened to
talk,
Justin
man.
Herbert
We're
when he came
Dolphin
to
fans,
Miami?
man. This is when TD is live, it's no joking up here, man. We need to be real talk, man.
Pete, be
and
quiet.
what's going on right now is this.
Be quiet.
Yeah, man.
Pete.
This is serious, man. Like
Man,
Jimmy
ain't
G
nothing
to
serious
Miami.
about it.
Do you guys really feel this? And let me ask you guys a question since you're up here.
Taking that serious, man.
Hey, you see.
So you guys
when I
think
asked
this
the question though? Hold on, Pete. You see when I asked the question, the only two people that answered were the two Tuaneers that are up here, Stephen D and CBA. Because everybody else knows. Because everybody else knows.
We're not just gonna be slanderous with the Tuaneer word in my name. I'm not a Tuaneer.
Everybody knows that Herbert would have taken his team to the play.
Not a Tuaneer, sir.
Everybody else knows that Herbert would have taken him to the Super Bowl.
Lewis, how dare
Lewis, you got a Tua jersey
I love
in
you,
your
CB.
closet, my
You
man.
know
I love you, but I'm so offended that you called me a Tuaneer.
Lewis has a Tua jersey in his closet right now.
And it's been hanging up.
Okay, so don't tell me nothing about bro. If you're not a Tua fan, you wouldn't have spent that $100, bro. Don't tell me nothing about nothing, bro. You a Tua fan.
TD, can I come over? TD, can I come over to the Rosen bandwagon?
You spent that $100.
The Rosen
CB83, let me tell you something. When that jersey came to
bro.
I want to come over, please.
CB83, let me tell you something. When that jersey got to my house, I almost divorced my wife. Her. If I didn't love her that much, I would have divorced her. She's the one that paid that $100. You know better. I didn't pay that.
You got. Hey,
I didn't buy that.
Hey, the other day you was sporting that Tua jersey, loud and proud. I don't even want to hear it.
I'm no Tuaneer.
Oh my God, people!
Get on camera so I can see your eyes, bro. You put that thing right on the bed of the truck. And you said, "That's my guy. I'm rocking with him."
I've not been advocating for it.
Back to the important stuff.
I don't need to adjust myself to you.
Back to the important stuff. Let me ask the panel a question. Mike McDaniel.
Dude, I think I had a question in there ahead of you.
I'm sorry, Mark, if you did.
Pete, you were next. Mark was in line, sir.
Mark, you get skipped, bro.
Go ahead,
Mark. Okay.
Skip.
Let me just throw some things about Josh Allen that are on the negative side. Are you aware that the 32nd ranked team in yards after the catch were the Buffalo Bills last year?
That's why I told you, Mark.
TD, I have a question. If somebody gets banned, how long do they get banned for?
Wow, really?
$1 a minute.
And that addresses
Hang on, y'all. One at a time, man. One at a time. Let the man finish his statement. Let the man.
Josh Allen's
one at a time, fellas. Let the man finish his statement. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, but no. Okay, thank you. So the Bills last year ranked, like I said, 32nd in the league in yards after the catch at 3.95. The thing that Josh Allen worked on with Jordan Palmer in the offseason is his accuracy and ball placement. So for those who think that the accuracy numbers coming out of college with Josh Allen were like magically just fixed when Stephon Diggs got there, they're wrong. It's a problem with the Buffalo offense. Now, is it the fact that the receivers that Buffalo have are not like separators? I don't think so. I think it's a ball because Allen goes down the field 15 to 25 yards. His ball accuracy needs to improve. And from TD's standpoint, the X factor with Josh Allen is his ability to tuck the ball and run, truck defenders, and when the opportunity comes to scramble, and by the way, Buffalo's offensive line last year was terrible. Let's just put it that way.
Who's that for?
And Allen makes the plays. So yeah, he's a unicorn in the sense of his running completely makes him. And the last point is if Justin Herbert was on the Chargers throwing to Waddle, Parker, etc., and Gesicki, the Dolphins are in the playoffs and probably winning the AFC East.
Yeah, but Mark,
Big
So,
Mac.
but Mark,
Big Mac.
there's a lot to unpack.
Mark,
There's a
but
lot to
Mark-
unpack there. There's a lot to unpack there. Isn't that one of the biggest complaints about Tua? Like, was our guys, being able to generate a lot of yards after the catch? Everybody in the community been whining.
I could have sworn it was separation though, EM.
It was that too, but yards after catch as well, right?
Oh no,
So
you're
you
right,
got a guy
you're
in
absolutely right.
again. So look at again, like he referenced his rushing, he referenced his working on his ball placement and accuracy and all of that. But you look at the impact he's still making to propel and elevate his team around him. Tua again, and you go back to his immense physical traits. And again, I'm not saying Tua can't be productive, but Tua don't have that talent level. And on top of that, Tua's been behind. He's been behind. Hang on. He's been behind the 8 ball in terms of his ability to process. So again, a lot of these arguments that these people are making in this, and they get called out, they might have a different narrative. People that highlight, because that's not the first time. Well, in terms of like Buffalo, that's the first time I've heard those statistics. But I mean, when people they're trying to make an argument about Tua, like people want to get up here to pro Tua people, want to all blame everybody. Well, it's our guys that can't get yards after the catch. Well, it's the lack of separation, et cetera, and they want to blame everybody but Tua. Well, that's a perfect illustration as a player, as a team that's elevating what's around him. And again, he's not in the most ideal situation. If those statistics are correct. So again, I want to caution everybody.
I believe those stats because I believe those stats on Josh Allen, based on what I seen myself of Josh Allen last season, the only guys that were really doing anything for the Bills running after the catch was Cole Beasley when he was in the game and Gabriel Davis. Stephon Diggs catches the ball, he gets tackled immediately. The running backs, they catch the ball, they get tackled immediately. Dawson Knox, he doesn't run after the catch as well either. It's like not even Stephon Diggs runs after the catch well. As soon as he catches the ball, he's getting tackled. You don't see many big plays, but look, I got a question because this is a Dolphin channel. I'm sorry, Mark. I ain't worried about the Bills. But Tua might be scared. Hey, listen, Tua might be scared. Tua might be scared of the Bills,
CB got kicked
but we
off
ain't
for
scared.
20 minutes.
Check this out. I honestly believe this panel that's on here right now, they're probably, I know probably you, Steven, if Mike McDaniel does not make the playoffs this 1 year, his first year, do you guys think he's out of here?
Yes, I do.
He's gone. He's gone.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And how about
he
the
gotta
guys
go
in the chat?
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody, I want to know what the chat is saying about that. So Mike McDaniel only has 1 year to prove himself. Is he gone? What are they
I'm not saying
right
it's
now?
2 so all right,
he's gone.
So a couple of things. Number one,
he up out of here.
It's not fair, but it's the reality of the situation. You brought him in for 1.5 reasons, and that is to revamp the offense and Tua. So you can put 1A and 1B right there, right? He came in here for one reason.
No. Hold on. This is why the Jimmy G, now that he's the last quarterback standing, it's scary.
Pete, can you let the man finish? Pete, can you please let the man finish, bro?
All right, now
go ahead.
With that being said, right? If he finishes 9-8 or less, I don't care if it was Tua's fault or the defense's fault or whatever. It didn't get done. And everybody needs to go, in my opinion. That's how I truly feel about it. That's how I feel about it.
And everybody said, yeah. So now let me ask you a question. Put yourself in Mike McDaniel's shoes right now. You are Mike McDaniel. You control the quarterback conversation in Miami. It's your call. Remember, the owner said the head coach makes the call. You know, if you know down deep inside, you only have 1 year to prove it. and you know that Jimmy G was your guy, and you also brought your guy, Wes
Pete,
Welker from the
so
49ers.
let me pause
Hold
you. Can I
on,
pause you?
hold
For,
on.
no, let me.
No, you can't pause me because I wasn't
Okay.
able to pause you.
Okay,
So,
all right,
Let
go
him
ahead,
finish,
go ahead.
Stephen D. Let him finish.
So you're gonna sit here and put your life, your bread and butter, your income on the line to try to see what Tua can do in your offense instead of putting someone that knows what to do in your offense. Who are you gonna trust more if you're in those shoes?
So I'll answer your question by stating this, Pete. I like your question, but McDaniel never comes here if he didn't believe in Tua in the first place. That was part of the caveat of them taking this job, is that he was going to work.
That's not true.
Come on now, Stephen.
Come
on now, Stephen.
Hey, hold
That's
up.
not
You're
true.
gonna let me finish?
Come on now,
You're gonna let me
Stephen.
finish?
All right, let him finish. Let him finish, y'all. Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right. So part of it is he knew that he was going to be the guy, right? And I
right.
gotta
Hey,
think.
thank you for having me up, TD.
I gotta think that some of it was he knew that there could be a scenario where Jimmy G was available, but the reality of that conversation probably between Ross and him was Tua's the guy. We're either going with Tua or not. And I feel like Tua's the guy. So I think he took this job knowing there was nobody else here except for Tua. That's
Steven, I think he took the job there. He said that because he knew that was going to be the only way he was going to be hired, and he had no other head coaching gigs being offered to him.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Garoppolo and let Tua
I was going to
go
say the
like
exact same thing. That's a very fair point.
Yeah.
Garoppolo will lead this team into the playoffs. Tua's going to lead you to a whole front office firing because he can't learn an offense. His quarterback IQ is low. He's a first read guy. It's been proven. He can play well with scripted plays, but after scripted plays, he doesn't. His effectiveness goes down significantly. I don't know the percentage. So he's never going to be anything. He's nothing with his legs at all. He's not really maneuverable. He's injury prone. So you know the guy's going to miss X number of games per year. And if you're riding your 1 year career on that man, then it's a bad choice.
Then he never would have come here in the first place if that was the case.
Not if he wanted to, bro.
No, because he believed in himself.
He wanted to be a head coach,
as
bro.
A coach. That's why he took the challenge. He took on the challenge, Stephen.
Well, that's a fair argument as well.
Fired, he gets to keep the rest of it. So come on,
why
not take the gig?
I don't think anybody's potentially. I don't think anybody's wrong. I mean, you could make a case that okay, the reason why he came here is because he wanted to be a head coach, and he could have just been blowing smoke up Stephen Ross, blowing smoke in the face of Chris Greer and Stephen Ross, or he could actually believe in Tua. He could be. All of those are valid points, but nobody knows that 100%. But nobody knows but Mike McDaniel. We will know this year again once the product gets on the field. This conversation will be settled on the field. If he don't meet expectations, if I'm Stephen Ross, if I'm the owner of this franchise, I am instructing him. I am very firm with him. You have to exceed your predecessor's win total. There's no conversation needs to be had based off the addition with personnel we brought on this team, his coaching staff, et cetera, and we brought back every piece of that man's defense and added Melvin Ingram. You have to exceed his win total. There's no conversation needs to be had. If you don't, you're behind us up out of here, and I'm willing to back up the Brinks truck and give Sean Payton whatever the hell he was looking for, whatever the hell he wants. Period.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say I'm exhausted, guys. I did the morning show all week, all morning. TD, I love you, brother. How are you doing? You doing good?
I'm good, man. I'm just getting ready for next month.
I like your little setup, man. This is new. This is a new little setup you got.
A little something, man.
Little something. I like it, man. I just want to say, Lewis, EM, Mark, Triple S, Crypto, I love you guys. And you guys can find my morning show, Clack Blockers, home of the
Flip
number one
Floppers.
Miami fan morning show.
Y'all make sure y'all show up support for Flip Floppers, the home of the flip flopping Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all make sure y'all show up on Monday. That's the #1 show. Next to Miss Fins. That's the second best morning show in the Dolphin community. Flip Floppers with Stephen D as your host.
Yep.
Salute to you, my friend.
And you can't catch them on Mondays neither. It's only on Tuesday.
I'm coming back, not this coming up Monday, but next Monday. Leave me alone, Lewis.
Yeah, you rock, Stephen D.
We're not letting you off the hook,
I
Stephen
appreciate
D.
it, guys. I love you guys. Oh, by the way, I just want to throw this in there. Andrevius, he created this band thing. So look, Andrevius needs credit. He needs
he getting credit. I've been putting it up because I've never planned on doing this, but you and CB83 been going off today. I don't make no sense. Y'all
hey, Stephen. Hey,
shout out to
Andrevius.
Shout out.
That's what I was going to tell you. Stephen, before you go, I'm sorry I called you a two-a-near, man. But
I know you hurt my feelings, Lewis.
Listen,
I'm hurt.
You ain't got to apologize. It was something that ain't got to be explained.
Get out of here, TD.
Hey, you got to stop hanging out with CB. You got to stop hanging out with CB83. That's the problem, Stephen.
Leave Draymond Green alone. Leave Draymond Green alone, okay? Draymond Green is my man, okay? Love me some CB83. That's my guy. And by the way, Pete, my meeting got moved to 3:00, so shush. Don't worry. Don't be all over my business, Pete. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I love y'all. Peace.
Hey, panel, I have a question for you. And I think it's a really valid one. I think that personally, I think the Dolphins would be better with a wide receiver combination of Waddle and Deebo Samuel versus Hill and Waddle, because I think Hill and Waddle are basically the same guy. If the options were still available, would you have made the trade for Deebo and not Hill?
No, I'd take Tyreek.
No, I'm taking Tyreek.
Yeah,
Deebo. In terms of sure, they're similar players in terms of speed and stylistically, they're similar. Waddle and Hill, but I look at you got to consider this. Well, I know Deebo is an ideal scheme fit as well, but I look at Tyreek's impact overall, his ability to really just dictate all the coverage and dictate all the attention. That it's not just his individual production that's going to be important. It's the attention that he's going to take away from everyone else. Mike Gesicki, Cedric Wilson, Jalen Waddle. I don't think as good a player as Deebo is, he's not a player, in my opinion, from a vertical standpoint, that's going to be able to dictate that type of attention. So no, I think Tyreek is ideal. I would take Tyreek over Deebo.
Let me answer that, Mark.
I agree with you, Ian.
Mark,
let
me give you my take on that, Mark, because I would actually take Deebo because of Tua. Now, if I had a top 10 quarterback, I'm gonna stick with Tyreek. But since we have Tua, I would have took Deebo because he could have helped in areas where we could have potentially had a historic run game that we may need, and still be a threat.
But TD, they're not going to use, bro. The only reason why they use Deebo Samuel from a rushing perspective in that format was because they had to. If you bring Deebo,
we gonna have to. We gonna have to.
No, with our running back room. No, I disagree with that, bro. They had no choice. It was a numbers game. Everybody on their depth chart was hurt for big stretches of last year. Yep. So no, his usage rate from a rushing perspective, would go down dramatically, bro. No,
sorry. I just think Deebo was more impactful in San Francisco than Tyreek was in Kansas City.
But running the ball.
No.
TD, catching the ball.
TD, he was more. Deebo was easily schemed out of the game than Tyreek can be.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I just said that.
Deebo's a possession guy with 50.
Deebo is more schemed out of the game than Tyreek. First of all, Deebo had 1,400 yards. No. You're going to hear these stats. Deebo had 1,400 passing yards and 77 receptions. He killed Tyreek in the passing game and murdered him in the rushing game. Oh, man.
No. That's an outlier season. What have they done over the totality of their career?
This man had 1,400 passing yards.
That's in 1,400.
It doesn't matter, but that's the whole point. This is the first season he's had his shot.
1,400. And he told you what he said. He don't want to be no running back.
So, TD, what you're saying is you think Deebo is a better player than Tyreek Hill? Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely.
No,
bro. This guy has a one outlier season. He has an outlier season, and you guys want to say he's better.
All Tyreek is a guy who's getting his 1,200 every year and fast. Debo is versatile. Debo is versatile, man.
Okay, you're gonna see how versatile he really is.
Debo's
the second
1,400 yards.
This man had 18 yards.
Debo's most likely going to be injured because of his style of play.
This man had 18 yards per reception, man. Miss me with that.
Listen, nobody is saying that Debo wasn't productive. Nobody's saying that. Y'all act like we're taking the shit on him or something, bro.
Okay.
Nobody's saying that. I just think we can all agree to receive the one guy in the league, and again, that's not EM Dolphin fans' words. These are NFL, people inside the NFL, coaches, scouts, GMs, et cetera, the one guy in NFL that just dictates coverage better than anybody else, probably in the history of the NFL league, and he's still in his physical prime, that would be Tyreek Hill. Again, it's not necessarily hang on. Okay, whatever. It's not just what his statistics, what you can quantify in a box score. It's the level of attention that he commands that takes away from all these other big time options that we have on his offense. So no, nobody dictates coverage like Tyreek Hill, bro. And I'm sorry,
because he got a quarterback that can help him dictate coverage. Think about what Debo
two might turn out to be that guy too. Two might turn out.
Well, now you're tripping him.
Now he might. It's a possibility, TD. He might.
Y'all forgetting this about Debo too. He did it with Jimmy G. Let's remember, Debo has 77 receptions.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's look at the comparison here. Debo has 77 receptions. Tyreek had 111. Debo had 1,405 yards. Tyreek had 1,239. Debo was 18.2 yards every catch. Tyreek 11.2. Did you hear me? 18.2 yards.
How much was that based on the scheme? How much that was all based on scheme?
Both of them are based on
scheme. Casey has Andy Reid, and you want to talk about scheme?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, and they have McDaniel and
listen.
They coaching.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. You throw Debo the ball for 5 yards, and you throw Tyreek the ball for 5 yards. Debo doing more. Debo gonna get more after that 5. Ain't no question about it. It ain't even close. The yak ain't even close, man.
Oh well, again, this is Debo's first. This is
Debo's more productive than.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Again,
I'm not gonna go out of body experience type seasons and base it on the totality of their career. You can't do that.
Exactly. I would agree.
One out of body season.
It'd be one thing if Tyreek was like 33 years old and way past his physical prime. No, the man is smack dab in the middle of his physical prime. He's still the most dynamic deep threat, vertical threat in the league. No, I'm sorry. No shade of Debo. I love Debo. I love Debo's production. He had a tremendous season last year. But if you're asking me, in 1 year, you're comparing those two players. I'm sorry.
Doing that year
I am taking Tyreek.
Hold on. Let's get something straight about this anomaly. First of all, Debo did that in 15 games. Let's get that straight now. There are two games this man ain't played, and he put up 14. Hold on. Forget the one season. Last year, the man put up 400 yards in 5 games. He only played 5 games last year. He put up 400 yards. Do the math. He would have had 1,700 yards.
What teams were those did he play against? Pull them teams up. Pull them teams up.
Yeah, pull them teams up.
Pull them teams up.
Regardless, you
act like hell no. No, TD, no. Hey, listen, no, bro. No.
Hold on.
Pull the teams up.
Okay, I'll pull
the teams up. Before you start foaming at the mouth, pull the teams up and see.
Let me pull it. I'm finna pull it up. Before I pull it up, I'm gonna give you his last stats from his rookie years, the 3 years. His rookie freaking year, he had 802 yards in 11 games. This man is a perennial freaking 14, 15, 16, 1,700 guy.
Pull the team. Nobody asked you that. Please pull the teams. You hype it up.
No. Y'all asked me. It's one out of body experience. Y'all talking about his one out of body experience. Hold on, I'm looking for the advanced
Well, we know
stats
right
per
off the
game.
top, guys. He played the Super Bowl champions twice, the playoff-bound Arizona Cardinals twice. Let's see, who did they play in the AFC last year? Oh, they played the AFC Central last year.
Arizona was trash.
Arizona was garbage.
Arizona was trash as soon as Kyler Murray got
like
hurt.
9-0 or 8-0.
That was last year, not 2 years before. Last year,
we're talking about last year with Debo, and I'm trying. What I'm trying to say,
y'all
is
are
that
sitting
the
here.
Dolphins would be better served with an intermediate threat that's going to be a better 50-50 player than Devontae Parker ever hoped to be, and be able to pair him up with a Waddle, who you could make Waddle your X guy to be able to put him out on making running deep patterns, and Cedric Wilson is your slot.
I'll give you
exactly the same.
It's not necessary.
I will give you the 50-50 because of obviously his physical stature. He's a 6'2", 6'3" wide receiver compared to a 5'10" guy. If Tyreek Hill, I give you
He's
that.
a physical guy, and he trucks defenders.
He does. I'm well versed on his skill set. I know that, but I just think what Tyreek Hill brings, when you're considering what Debo brings, I would rather have the guy again. And I'm going off a playoff perspective, bro.
Yes.
When the playoffs comes and the field is condensed, you need
Tyreek.
consistent vertical threats stretching that field out. Because again, we won't have the level of production on the ground that San Francisco had, right?
Do you have the level of production at quarterback, and are you going to have the level of production?
And that's valid, and that's fair. And that is fair. That is fair. That is fair. I give you that. That is fair. But we're comparing the individual players. Me personally, I'm taking the Tyreek Hill threat as opposed to Debo. I'm sorry.
Well,
speaking of playoffs,
Tyreek and Tua, and wait until Tyreek becomes a headache in the locker room.
Speaking of the
he's already got his
playoffs,
money, and he's not getting his catches. And you knew what the issue is when on his first podcast. When he talked
I got
about,
the games.
I didn't get my
touches. We're just saying. You're just saying that, Mark. You don't
VM.
know if he's going to be a headache in the locker room.
I got the team.
All right, go ahead. Who are they?
The first team was Miami. That's the first game.
What are you talking about? Wait. We're talking about Debo, right?
Yeah, Debo Samuels. We're talking about not this. Let me see. 20. Let me make sure.
No,
we didn't play them in the first game.
We didn't play them last year.
No. You told me. I was giving you the stats of 2020. Those 5 games. You said what teams were those 5 games against, and that was in 2020.
And you said,
okay. He played us in the first time.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Miami, when we
got locked up. I know he got locked up in that game. I know Ed.
That was his worst game.
Go ahead.
He got targeted 8 times and caught 2 balls. That was his worst game.
That's what Debo said.
Yeah,
now go pull up Tyreek. Now go pull up. Now go pull up. Now go pull up Tyreek's numbers against Miami.
I got the numbers.
Go pull up Tyreek's numbers against Xavier Howard.
You ain't gonna like those numbers,
Go pull up Tyreek's numbers against Xavier Howard.
First of all, I can give you Tyreek numbers against less. I can give you Tyreek numbers against less, and Tyreek look bad in some games. So don't just try to make it Miami.
I'm going for a no. They're going up against the same personnel.
We're talking about the same
personnel. Xavier Howard and Byron Jones put them cuffs on him and threw away the key. Now go pull up Tyreek's numbers against that same secondary.
Let's finish the 5 games. Let's finish the 5 games, and then we'll go there. Let's take one at a time. His next game was against the Rams. He went 6 for 6. His next game was against the Patriots. He was 5 for 5. The next game was against.
What is his yardage total? What is his yardage total?
The first game was 66. The next game was 65.
Okay.
Hold on. The very next game, his 4th game of the season, he played the Rams again. He got targeted 13 times, caught 11 balls for 133 yards.
So that's one game. One game. He got 100. Okay, continue.
And then he went against Buffalo, 9 of 6 for 73. That's why. Hold on, and that's why in those 5 games, he had 400 yards. In 5 games.
Yeah, it was that one big 100+ yard game that got him.
But the hold on.
10 yards per
carry. Hold on. Let's get something straight. Do you know what Tyreek averaged per game? See, y'all talking about 100
like
yards.
12 yards a catch.
None of these guys
Well,
are averaging.
None
None of these guys. First of all, none of these guys are averaging 100 a game. None of these guys are averaging 90 a game, and you rarely see a guy average 80 a game. So let's get that straight now.
Pull
When
up
a guy
Tyreek's numbers. Just do me one favor, TD. Pull up Tyreek's numbers against Xavier Howard in the Dolphins.
I got him right now.
Go ahead, Lewis. Go ahead, Lewis. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, homie.
He was targeted 7 times for 3 catches, 79 yards, and a touchdown.
Thank you. So what?
3 for 79? 3 for 79?
He didn't catch 5 of. He didn't catch 5 of his catches.
Oh, but Debo got locked up 3 catches for how many yards?
2
Bro, you
catches.
Hold on. You mean to tell me you talking about? Hold on. You mean to tell me you're talking about one game? You're trying to compare Debo Samuels and Tyreek in one game versus the Dolphins.
But yeah, against an elite secondary. That's
exactly.
They was both matched up against elite secondary.
Hold on.
We had an elite secondary at the time.
The Rams don't have a good secondary. So Buffalo ain't got a good secondary.
Not like the not collectively. They got Jalen Ramsey and who else? Jalen Ramsey and who else?
Hold on. It doesn't matter. Who do you think was guarding Debo?
Jalen Ramsey. Nah, he didn't. Well, look.
Yeah. And hold on. Buffalo ain't got a good secondary.
No, I'm not sure.
Buffalo ain't got a good secondary.
They have a decent secondary, but it's not like us collectively. You know that.
Man, it's the number 1 defense. Stop that mess.
No. The way you get the firmest assessment, the way you get the firmest evaluation is you listen. Evaluate both players when they played our secondary and who was more impactful for their respective teams.
Y'all need to
In the story, there's no conversation to be had. You're wrong, TD. You just got ether. You just got new. So you need to go. So we need to put your behind in timeout right now.
EM, you need to stop them, man. Let me mute EM. First of all, y'all not even using context. All y'all watch the same Dolphins versus San Francisco game that we watch. Y'all know good and well why they couldn't get the ball to Debo, because we zero blitz and the quarterback looked like trash.
Y'all donate so we can get TD booted off the panel.
Yo, is that Garoppolo?
Y'all know exactly. You know exactly why that offense couldn't get off, and it was because
somebody drop a 20 piece so he get TD booted off the panel.
It was simply because of the front in the freaking quarterback. Y'all know that crap. Y'all trying to make it seem like
somebody drop a
well, that would be the same thing when we turned over Mahomes 4 times.
And get
we had the same thing against them too. We was. Our defense turned over Mahomes 4 times in that game.
Do you realize you're talking about 1 reception and 1 big play from Tyreek that made the difference, and you trying to say it was all the difference?
Come on, is that not better than what Debo did? Was that 1 catch more impactful than all the statistics that Debo accumulated? Is that not more impactful, TD?
And thinking about impact, in the last 13 seconds of that playoff game, they had Tyreek. Debo would have got caught. They wouldn't have been able to break away the secondary and score that touchdown. He wouldn't have been able to do that. In that last 13 seconds, that's all you need to say.
That play. Are you kidding me? Debo does not make that freaking play. You out of your mind if you think he will.
He does not make that play in 13 seconds. You can tell me he's more impactful. Stop it.
In that one game, 1 freaking game. That's what y'all trying to compare it to. At the end of the day, Tyreek's stats don't even compare to Debo's. It ain't even close.
You out of your mind. You stop it. Somebody please donate so we can get TD Foolish Talk booted off this panel right now. Somebody,
you would rather have
check money. Any of my supporters, y'all come together right now and donate to get TD Foolish Talk booted off this panel right now. Anybody out there?
You ain't got no supporters.
Get his behind up out of here, please. Listen, any of the people that ride with EM, donate and get him off the panel right now.
I got the question.
Tyreek because he's more dynamic.
Listen, this is the funny part.
P, I time you out.
Tyreek has better stats.
I time you out, bro. What's up, TD? I don't know if you got it though. My bank alert went through, bro. Sorry to interrupt you guys. Not mean to intrude, bro. But TD, I sent like $4.99, bro, to the super chat, and I hope it went through, bro. Just to clarify, because my bank said it went through, so I hope so. Because I've been having problems with my credit card, but I hope it went through. Just let me know.
Anybody out if it ain't up here.
But listen, are we talking about Iceman?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it said TD, love your panel, bro, and keep doing what you're doing, bro. You are a big reason why I have a gaming channel, and the passion you bring for others to bring a smile. I appreciate you, Ice Man. They just got me heated because they don't know what they talking about, man.
It's your positivity that you bring, bro, that I freaking love, bro. That's why I wanted just to say that, dude, because every day you bring positivity, bro, no matter what it is, even with your stats and facts, bro. It's amazing that I can listen to you. I listened to you for 3 years ago. Shout out to EM as well, bro. I know EM's been here through thick and thin with you, bro, and the fact that you built up this channel, man, is kudos to you, bro. And it's not easy, and the fact that I look up to you and all other panels, bro, it's just amazing what you do, bro. Like, I love it, man. Keep doing it, bro. Straight up.
Appreciate you.
You know what? You know what?
Miami Dolphin fan.
You know what?
They gonna hate on you.
I can't offer too much pushback on that. I am shocked. I am surprised, just as much as you are, that TD Foolish Talk has gotten to this level. I am, bro. Every day I see this man go live, I'm like, my God, TD should have been up out of the game with a lot of his nonsense, bro. But salute to you anyway. Salute to you.
If you don't mind, I have a direct question
had
for you.
38 yards. Tyreek Hill had 38 yards that year when he played the Rams, but Debo put up 130 something. See, you can't compare one game by one game.
TD,
you can't compare one game by one game.
You're absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. Debo and Tyreek, they're almost similar players. Now, it's going to be weird, and I'm going to say this.
Not similar players.
Look, no, I'm going to identify the differences, and I'm going to tell you guys why TD is right when Debo is better. First of all, Debo, he catches with his hands. If you see Tyreek, he's catching with his body. Tyreek has more drops than Debo Samuels. Tyreek is playing with a Hall of Fame quarterback that makes him even better. Debo's playing with Jimmy G, guys, and he's still doing this.
That with Alex
There's
Smith.
Okay, and he did it with Alex Smith.
He was doing it with Alex Smith.
But he wasn't doing the same thing with Alex Smith that he was doing with Tyreek Hill.
The
deep ball is when it came in play.
He had over 1,000 yards with Alex Smith.
Go look at the highlights. He had a good amount of catches. He had like what 70, 80 catches with Alex Smith, but it wasn't highlights. It wasn't crazy.
Yes, it was. He caught one big bomb from him against the Patriots.
Week 1, that was it.
He caught like a 70-some yard touchdown against the Patriots on Monday night. That was Alex Smith that threw him that ball.
Crypto, he threw an 80-yard bomb to Kareem Hunt. He threw an 80-yard bomb to Kareem Hunt as well in that game. Is he the best ever as well? Okay, then. So what I'm saying is, when you look at the stats alone, when you look at the stats, I know you're talking about Hill, but Kareem Hunt also had an 80-yard play on that, a bomb. So with Alex Smith. So is it a big deal? That's what I'm saying. It didn't.
Okay, so what? Brandon Ayuk caught a lot of touchdowns from Jimmy G as well, just like Debo.
That's not the argument, bro. The argument is not only is Debo Samuel putting up better stats,
and I brought up another San Francisco receiver that did the same
he had the worst
quarterback in the game.
He had the worst quarterback. So how is this even an argument? Like, let's be real here. Let's not just say Tyreek Hill's better because he has a Dolphin uniform. This is where you got to take off your hat and understand and analyze things. Yeah, Tyreek Hill might be faster. He might be faster. But that doesn't take away what Debo has done on the field. It's been better. It's clearly been better.
All I can say is
Tyreek Hill can do everything. Tyreek Hill can do everything on the field. Debo Samuels can. Now he might not be as physical.
He can't get the yards after the catch.
Hang on. May I finish? Can I finish my point, please?
He can't get the yards after the catch.
I'm sorry to tell you, Ian.
Can I just finish my point?
Third down,
please.
Way before Tyreek Hill. As a wide receiver, he does not
Tyreek Hill, in terms of usage, listen. In terms of usage, in terms of being able to interchange all up and down the formation, he can do everything Debo Samuels can, but Debo
cannot do everything Tyreek Hill.
Debo cannot do everything Tyreek. He just don't have that level of speed, bro. He don't, and that's what separates them. Basically you're picking apples and oranges. Do you prefer the speed or do you prefer the physicality of Debo? You're basically picking apples and oranges.
18.2 yards every catch.
Well, okay, that's your opinion. My opinion, I'm going with the speed. I'm going with the speed.
That speed gets you 11 yards a catch and less yards in the season with more receptions. You got to do more.
That speed is also going to get you to the end zone for the last 30 seconds of the game.
That speed gets you less with more and less production. You got to do more with less production. More with freaking less production. Debo has 77 catches for 1,400 yards. Tyreek had 111 catches for 1,200 yards. You got to do more with less results. That's why I rather that.
Okay.
That's why I rather.
And let me ask you a question.
Okay, all right,
Who
whatever.
had more drops last year?
I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Hang on. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Hang on. I guarantee you, if you polled every defensive coordinator in the National Football League, who is the most difficult to prepare for? Tyreek Hill or Deebo Samuels? I guarantee you 90% of them would say Tyreek Hill. I guarantee you.
Hell yeah.
Of course,
I guarantee you.
Tyreek because he has the career. I get that. He has the career.
It's skill set, bro. It's skill set. Nothing more, nothing less.
Oh my gosh, man. Debo's skill set.
I
tell you what?
May I have a moment, please?
I tell you
Because
what,
I think this will clarify the whole thing. In 3 years, when Tyreek's contract tolls to $50 million, and you have to get rid of him, Deebo Samuels is, I think, 4 years younger, and he's going to be less costly than Tyreek Hill is.
That's fair.
I guarantee you, in 3 years, you're going to rue the decision that you made to take Tyree and not go after Deebo.
Maybe. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Listen, hang on. If his usage rate, what if?
What, Bonjo?
What's that?
What? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
I just want to know: is he Cleo? Like we're predicting that we predicting that we're going to regret Tyreek Hill? Is that what we're
in
doing?
the third year of Tyreek's contract, he makes $31 million next year.
He's gone
the year after, and $50 million the year after that.
He's gone, bro. We know for a fact he's not going to see the life of that contract.
The Super Bowl window is effectively dead because you have Tua as a quarterback this year. So you can scrap that, and then you're going to have to go get a rookie quarterback next year. So scrap that year. So where the hell are you going to be?
Oh my God, yo, these
is crazy.
These Jill fans. I keep
But we
telling
don't
you,
have to go
y'all
get a
keep-
rookie
y'all keep-
quarterback next
y'all
year.
keep
That's
putting
where you're
these
wrong.
Jill
Now you know, as a
fans
Buffalo Bills
on these
fan,
channels.
y'all wish Deebo Samuels was on the Chiefs because y'all would have been guaranteed a Super Bowl spot because he would have never made it to the end zone on that play.
You have Mark arguing against Tyreek Hill after he torched him.
With seconds on the
No,
clock.
I'm glad you got Tyreek
Exactly.
With
instead of Deebo.
seconds on the
That's
clock.
why he wished Deebo was on Miami because the Buffalo Bills
Now you
have
know
a better
his
chance
take.
of shutting us down.
Now you know his take. Now you know his take is completely biased because of that show Tyreek Hill put on the playoffs against that very team, that very same Bills team, bro. Matter of fact, since we found him out to be a fraud right now because of his biased takes, somebody donate to get him booted up off this panel. Get rid of him right now. Come on, Dolphins Nation. Donate to get his behind up out of here.
Said Deebo Samuels, there's no way they could beat us in 13 seconds. That's exactly. He's like if the Dolphins had Deebo Samuels, there's no way he'll beat us in 13 seconds.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. I cannot believe that we're slandering Tua like this due to the fact that we've been so bad for so long. I get
for
it.
the Dolphin offense, and from a cost standpoint, it makes a hell of a lot more
than
sense.
Kelsey. There was 2 catches on that last drive.
Kelsey made the big one.
Hill is the kryptonite to the Buffalo Bills that we've been dying for. The Bills have been kicking our ass
it was
for the
Hill
past
that
3
throwing
years.
up the peace sign on his way to the end zone.
Yeah,
that man
with
is
seconds to go. The kryptonite.
Oh, and by the way, on Terry's touchdown, Josh Allen took the Bills down the field to retake the lead. By the way,
and then
you
Patrick
lost, though,
Mahomes
my
did it
friend.
right
You
then.
lost. All you had to do was tackle one guy.
And you still
All you had to do was push one guy out of bounds. Right? He caught the ball, bro. He caught the ball midfield. All you had to do was get one.
He ran it another 44 yards.
All you had to do was get a fingertip on him and push him out of bounds, and you couldn't even get a fingernail on the man. Outran the entire defense. Who does that? Who does that? That's the number one defense in the NFL last year, I might add.
But you're saying that Tua can't do that, though.
He's not going to make that throw.
Oh, but Tua's not going to do it?
Jules coming here talking like this.
I hear you, Vaughn. I hear you, Vaughn.
Tua can't make that simple throw.
That was a simple
So you mean to tell me Tua's not physically capable of making that simple making that throw to that dig route? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, a 9-yard pass.
Yeah, literally a 9-yard.
Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me?
That's crazy.
Yes, I'm telling you that. I don't think.
Oh man.
Mark, are you a Buffalo Bills fan?
Everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat, get them donations up so we can get him up out of here. Get them donations up.
I got a question.
Now
though
he
for
said
Mark.
Tua can't even make a 9-yard pass. Are you serious?
With these,
Because
with
that's
these
the only
Buffalo
pass that
Jills,
Mahomes
with
threw.
these Buffalo Jills.
Mm-hmm. Wait, Mark, are you a Buffalo Bills fan or a Dolphins fan?
Are you
That
serious?
blindfolded.
Yes, he's a Jills fan. He is a Jills fan.
So that's why you're gonna slander Tua all day. Okay, I get it.
Get
So
him
you're
up
gonna
outta here.
slander Tua all day to say that he can't make a 10-yard pass and a go hitch with Tyreek Hill, even though Tyreek Hill is the most explosive person. Can I say something? Is that okay? Like, can
to rocket that
can I
in
say something?
and
I didn't
leave
interrupt
after
you.
the catch.
Hold on,
All right.
one at a
Oh,
time.
he's clearly biased. He's clearly
Yeah,
biased. But anyway,
I was trying to say.
go ahead.
I mean, like the
I
fact that
understand, but go ahead.
No, you good, Ian. The fact that the matter is, look, I understand you're the Buffalo Bills fan, and I understand that kudos to you for the past 3 years. You've done what you did to us. But now you need to take a step back and realize that the Miami Dolphins have been, yes, we've been piss poor for the past 22, 27 something years. We understand where we stand. I understand that you Bills fans probably think, oh, it's the same old Dolphins. They're just going to give Tua 1 year and he's going to be a bust again. And then from there, they're going to just utilize Tyreek Hill. And it's just, what do you think? We paid Tyreek Hill the most money ever in NFL history. We brought in Teron Armstead in company with keeping that defense intact. I mean, due to the fact that we've never seen this type of star power, elite superstar, X Factors, whatever you want to call it, legendary players on our team. Teron played with Drew Brees, who was a legend quarterback. Tyreek Hill played with arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks already, Patrick Mahomes, in the NFL history. So when Tua needs is those guys to make him explosive. And yes, I hate to say this, but your Buffalo Bills, you guys had seconds left and you dropped back with Josh Allen, and that was amazing. We understand that. But then the kryptonite came into play and Tyreek Hill went across with the shallow right in the middle. But wait, hold on. Let me say this real quick. And then he goes into the middle right quickly in the shadow routes with the middle linebacker. And then you have Matt Milano, if that's his name. And then you have Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde catching up behind him, which we all saw. And they weren't even 5 yards close to Tyreek. Tyreek hits the route on the side of the sideline, and it's off to the races and gives the peace sign. And that's it. Right then and there, the Dolphins said, we fell in love with him and said, let's get this guy. He's the kryptonite we've been dying for. Now, I'm not saying the Dolphins, and I agree with TD and EM. What they said an hour ago is exactly right, that we cannot speculate due to the fact that the Dolphins, we can't give them their roses, whatever you want to call them, flowers or whatever. But right now, we need to take a respectful step back and say, okay, you did something great. It looks great on sheet and paper, but can it all play out? I understand that you're a Buffalo Bills fan, and I understand that you don't, see eye to eye from what we're trying to see. But you also have to give where credit is due, which we haven't played it freaking down yet. So I get it. You can't slander us. But when the season comes and what happens if we start winning with Tua, it's going to be a different story. You see, I get it, though. You don't like Tua. We understand that. A lot of fans in our own fan base don't like him as well.
As a Bills fan, I love Tua because it's a guaranteed 2 wins a year.
Wow.
See, man, I didn't even say anything about your Bills like that. See,
he's wrong though. So far, he's right.
Wow.
Fuck it.
Damn, man. Shots fired. Okay.
And y'all got mad at me.
I want to make one other point, please. If I could just have one more point.
Yeah, man,
there
go
are
ahead.
two parts to that play with Tyreek's touchdown. There is the unbelievable pull-away speed and the ability to make a dynamic play. That's part two. Part one is the catch.
And what have you guys done with those guaranteed 2 wins? What have you done?
Gone to the AFC Championship game, gone to the greatest playoff game in playoff history.
Exactly.
No, you guys, not last year. No, not last year. You lost in the division round. Y'all lost in the division round last year.
How many Lombardis? Because we play for Lombardis. How many
We play for
Lombardis
Lombardis.
do they have?
He don't even know what his
played
team
for
is.
Lombardi since 1984.
Hang on. What
You guys lost
what
four
AFC
Super Bowls.
Championship game? What?
Four.
When did they go to the AFC Championship game? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, your name.
2020, they went to the AFC Championship game last year. They went to the divisional round and lost that ridiculously awesome playoff game,
right?
Because of a coin flip,
right? But when did they go?
Exactly.
You said AFC Championship game.
No, y'all didn't lost because of
You
the
said
flip neither.
right. But you said AFC Championship game, my friend. You said AFC Championship game,
Which was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Because Ryan Tannehill also met you there.
The reason why. So was that a weighted coin?
Ryan Tannehill met you.
Are you admitting? Are you sitting there saying that? Man,
he got booted
That's
off.
crazy, bro. Like
I
I get it's crazy because look, you guys went to 4 Super Bowls in the 90s. and you lost
get his
them.
behind
But
up
the
out of
fact,
here. Now we need to work on getting TD up out of here
yep.
too. Next, but go ahead, Iceman.
Yeah. No, you good. Yeah, I see you though. Always.
Oh man.
Hold on.
I mean,
let me
like,
have
look,
beef
bro.
with TD. Hold on.
You
Let me
need
have
to
beef with TD for a second.
look.
Hold on.
Like I said,
TD
bro.
said
For the
Von Joe hit me
yeah.
up. Hold on, Iceman.
No,
TD
you good.
said
You
Von
good.
Joe hit me up. Just like EM. See, no wonder you guys are friends. Y'all do the same thing. Said Von Joe hit me up. I tried to hit y'all up. Nothing. Crickets. Well, y'all funny.
No,
I blame
you know
EM.
what, Von Joe?
I hit you back, bro.
Von Joe, you know what, bro? My bad, homie. I got you. I'm gonna reach out to you today when I get home later on.
I don't know. I don't know who's rubbing off on who. So
Look,
I blame
I
one of
don't like to
y'all.
slander any team at all because you're a Buffalo Bills fan, and shout out to you, bro. Respect to all of that, bro. You're a fan. At the end of the day, you're a fan, so I can see where you're coming from. But you can't just disrespect the fan base as a whole, saying that we haven't done anything. You're right. We haven't done anything for the past 22 years, which has been so many decades of miserable and mockery and everyone laughing at our logos and laughing at us in general, which we're sick and tired of, bro, which you can also bat for because your Bills was in the same boat. Besides 3 years ago, it all changed. So due to the fact that you also lost 4 straight Super Bowls, we also lost to the Dallas Cowboys. We lost to the Redskins in Super Bowls. We've been to 5 total Super Bowls, and out of those 5, we've only won 2. Out of your 4, you've only won 0. Now, mind you, I hope one day, like, I know a lot of fans are going to kill me for this. I hope one day you guys get it when I die, though. Not right now when I'm alive, but still, you know, I want every fan base to get what they want. But right now, this is like a Dolphins talk, and I respect your team, bro. But you also can't just tell Tua that. I get it. You have your opinion, I respect it. But, bro, there's some Dolphin fans here, bro. Like, when you say those things about Tua and all that, bro, they get really angry, man. I'm not a Tua-neer, bro. But the fact of the matter is that we always have to bat for our starting quarterback, no matter who it is. Tyler Thigpen, whoever, bro, in general, like your Josh Allen and company.
Even if hey guys, let's pause for a second. Hey, guys, pause for a quick second. All right, I'm actually gonna keep the stream going and let everybody cook. I'm gonna be, as y'all see me at the bottom right, I'm about to end this mine, but y'all keep cooking. I'm taking my kids to a theme park, so I'm gonna still be on live while they having
Get him
fun.
up out of here. Get his behind up out of here. Get him up out of here. Somebody came through. Whoever that person is, salute to you. Shout out to that individual. Get him up out of here.
Hey, what was the topic of discussion?
Oh man.
It was Tyreek Hill. It was mostly about Tyreek Hill. Like, he's not going to give us a great amount of, you know, snaps, meaning he won't be the most explosive player like he was in Kansas City. That's what the argument is with Tua Tagovailoa under center. That's what the argument is.
How is that? That's not
I know.
even an argument.
It's not, but
just
some
him
fans
being
are.
on the field. Well, I feel like Tyreek Hill coming to the team is going to open up everyone else, and everyone else is going to be explosive. Like, I expect Mike Gesicki to have a career year again because the middle of the field is going to be as wide as open.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Very good point. Very good point.
And then you got to think,
Hopefully
Mike
Tua's
McDaniel.
improving
I've been really studying his film, like as far as like the development of the run game. He literally will run 3 trap plays or 3 counter plays, and behind those counter plays, he will use an RPO scheme. Like, that is the genius that we need to kind of use Waddle, use Gesicki. You got Seti Wilson. We still got that kid from Texas Tech who been balling. They said the rookie that we signed, the rookie running back we signed from South Carolina, they said he's been balling in camp.
Zakondre White.
Like,
Zakondre White.
Yeah, Zakondre White. Yeah, like, we really have. This is our best. Like, from here to I think 2024, this is our best chance to really like be a serious contender. It's gonna hinder on the development of Tua and whether Mike McDaniel can get these guys, you know, to play in big games. Like, you know, like Flores, I always wanted Flores to kind of be that coach that players can go to, and, you know, they can confide in him, they can trust in him. But every time I turn around last season or year before, it was some type of controversy. Even his first year with Minka, I don't know what that was about.
Well. Hang on. Hang on real quick. Let's dial that back just a little bit. Okay.
No. I love Flores.
No. I'm not saying you don't. What I'm saying is, in terms of the reports that came out about, listen, everybody in the locker room did not hate Brian Flores, bro. That is, I know the media and certain individuals in the media and certain, you know, members of our fan base would like to project that out and convince us that every player hated Brian Flores, but that is solely not true, bro. You had a certain
They all didn't
again.
hate him and they all didn't love him.
I feel like
It
personally,
was a
like
mix.
if you know a coach is a certain way and you choose to accept him as your coach, you got to accept what comes with him. Like what comes with Mike McDaniel is inexperience of play calling and just inexperience of being in that higher level position. You got to be able to accept his flaws to watch him grow. So I feel like we're just sometimes our fans aren't patient enough with some of these guys, and that kind of rubs off on Tua a little bit more. Like me personally, like my main issue with Tua is that he doesn't read the field well. And what I mean by read the field well is know when to pick your spots, know when to take your shots, and know when to try and put balls in certain areas.
And I think that's his biggest hurdle to leap.
His biggest hurdle.
I think that's his biggest issue.
And you see it in the big games. You really do. Like the Tennessee game. In the Tennessee game, like it was glaringly obvious that the defense, they took over him. Like they took him over. Like, and the defense, our defense, we tried, but when that running game got going and Tannehill, the play action, like that's why I kind of,
It just wore us down. That's all.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad Mike McDaniel brought in Darren Bevel, because he's a quarterback coach that has been around great quarterbacks like Russell Wilson, like Brett Favre, like Aaron Rodgers. You know, he's been around those guys, so he knows how to kind of. He's got the championship medal to be able to like help Tua kind of develop as far as reading in-game schemes during the big games, and that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how they adapt. I'm excited to see how they help this offensive line.
Wait, who was just talking?
Oh, me. My name's Shedrick.
Shedrick?
Nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah.
Iceman, nice to meet you, bro.
Hey, salute to you, bro. Salute to you.
Salute to you.
All right,
And that was a fair point, Cedric.
Quick question for you. Exactly. Salute to you. But let me ask you a question, because this quarterback coach, he's been around these championship caliber quarterbacks. So would it be correct in saying they know what it looks like? Right,
Yeah.
they know certain attributes. They could tell if that guy is that dude, right?
They can.
Now, if he is not that dude, going through training camp, if he is not that dude, do you think he'll go ahead and talk to McDaniels and be like, "Hey, you know what? He's not that dude."
I don't think that's the case.
That's interesting.
I think the mission Mike McDaniel came in with, as far as this season, he wants to make the best out of what he can get out of Tua. So if Tua is really good, if Tua develops, but if Tua is really working on his strong intermediate passing game, if we can get the ball out and we can have a little bit of protection for a little bit of a while, and he can get that ball in that intermediate window with Waddle, with Hill, with Gesicki, with Seti, like, you know, that is the main goal. They want to be able to help him develop his passing, I would say his mechanics, because I think his mechanics is kind of weird when you think about a lefty at his size. And it's like, I think they just want to get the best out of him. They don't want to change him, if you get what I'm saying. Because Tua, I'm just gonna say this. I feel like, me personally, Tua is a limited passer, but that doesn't mean you can't win with him. He's just got to be smarter.
Real quick, what do you mean? Like you said, limited. Tua is a limited. From what stand? Is it physical or is it mental? Well, which one is it?
I think it's more of a physical. He's at a disadvantage because he's going against guys like Josh Allen, like freaking Tom Brady, like, you know, like Patrick Mahomes. Like, I mean, he's not one of those guys, but that doesn't mean you can't be that doesn't mean you can't help us win, you know? And I feel like if Tua became a better in-game manager, that means knowing everything on the field, knowing where you can go, knowing what the defense is going to run, that's where Mike McDaniel comes in. He's a really good developer schemer. He's going to help him kind of like gauge like a certain sense, and he has guys that have been in that situation. Frank Smith, who's been a long time offensive assistant, he's helped develop run game. Like, he's a run game coordinator developer. He helped coach tight ends. They got Embry with the tight end situation. I feel like that's going to help Hunter Long and Durham Smythe improve a little bit more. I think it's just a system approach, and I feel like the system approach that they're using is similar to a system approach that Flores and Alexander and what's the other guy named? I'm
George Godsey.
Godsey
and Studeville.
They try to use that same system approach the last couple years. But the only reason it didn't work is because they didn't have the experience on the offensive end to help Tua.
And also, they didn't have the personnel. They didn't have Teron Armstead. They didn't have Connor Williams. They didn't have those.
Exactly.
I think we shouldn't lose sight of that. Like this whole Mike McDaniel narrative, right? I know if he is successful, he's going to be anointed the brilliant mind. You know, he'll be, Mick Genius is what they're calling him now. He will be anointed, right? And and you got to give him credit. To me, his biggest challenge as a coach, TD and I talked about this the other day. I think his biggest challenge of a coach, if CB83 CB83 is correct, which more than likely he won't be, but if he's able to improve this O-line from 32nd to a top 10 status, to me, and on top of that, I think if he's able to achieve that level of production with this O-line, that'll be even potentially a bigger achievement if he's able to develop Tua to a top 12 status, because Tua, whatever your opinion of him is, he's not the 32nd ranked quarterback in the National Football League. It's a smaller jump from him to get from 18 to 20 to 19, wherever you have him in, to get to 12. It's a lesser jump that's needed as opposed to going from 32nd, the worst and historically bad in run game, to a top 10, top 5 status. If he is able to pull that off in 1 year, well, I have to salute that man. But is it likely? More likely than not. But
hold on, Ian. Just to give you some pushback on that, where is he coming from?
Who?
Who are the quarterbacks in front of him now? Would you consider those quarterbacks in front of him now that he needs to jump over?
Tua. I mean, he would have to get to me, because I have I said I've been consistent about this CB83 that Tua needs to get to that 12 mark for us as a team to achieve a lot of success in the postseason. But with that being said, let's kind of talk about the quarterbacks that are hovering around that 12 to 15 range.
I'm about to say, only reason I would disagree slightly. I don't think he has to even do that. I think Tua has to marginally improve his passing game. And by passing game, I mean he's got to marginally improve on his accuracy.
No, make no mistake about it. I want to be clear.
We're going to be in games.
I'll give you the floor. 1 second, Lou. Hang on, Lou. No. For this team, right? And it is based off strength of schedule, and I'm forecasting. Like I said, I just don't think it's realistic for us to expect that in 1 year we're going to get the San Francisco level of production in the ground game to support Tua. Now, if you having that conversation, Tua won't necessarily have to get to that top 12 status. But if our running game is marginally better, we're like 25th to 20th. That's not enough production from a rushing attack standpoint to overcompensate what we're not getting from Tua. No, Tua for us to be, again, if we don't have that level of production, Tua has to get to top 12, bro. Period. There is no question about it. Look at the teams that we're facing. Look at the teams we're facing in the first 4 games, bro. They can match our rosters from a talent standpoint, 1 through 53, and all of them. And no matter what you say about Mac Jones, the man was in the Pro Bowl last year, right? They all have guys that quarterbacks, in addition to talented rosters, they have quarterbacks at a top 10 level right now. Not Mac Jones, but I'm just saying Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. So no, Tua has to elevate his game to that top 12 status, bro, for us to have a puncher's chance against these upper tier teams this year. No, make no mistake about it. I'm sorry, Lou. Go ahead,
9 of them in our own conference.
So back to my original question. Who are those quarterbacks you'd like to see him jump, in your opinion?
Davis Mills.
That's one.
I feel like
I would like to see him get ahead of Tannehill.
Okay.
Tannehill, Jameis,
Derek Carr,
Kirk
Jalen Hurts,
Jalen Hurts,
and again,
there's a whole bunch
Kirk
of
Cousins.
guys he has to jump over.
He has to jump over.
Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah, Matt Ryan in Indianapolis. Yeah,
Matt Ryan. And again, we're missing the point. Again, when people come out here and say, "Oh, Tua, all he has to do is be marginally better," no, that's not the case. Not even close. Because again, we have this assumption that because we got all these weapons for him, it's going to be better. They're going to make him better. Again, we don't need a quarterback like that. And the proof that the NFL is moving away from that is in the pudding.
Facts,
Because Jared Goff was in the Super Bowl, and they moved off of him because he was a system quarterback. He wasn't elevating anybody around him. That quarterback that we're all making so much, 2 NFC Championship appearances, a Super Bowl, Jimmy Garoppolo, they're moving off him because they know he's not the guy. And what did they do? They gave us 3 first-round picks to move off that guy.
Just to move off.
So what are we talking about? He has to be marginal. No. He has to be top 10. He has to elevate us.
They believe Trey Lance is that guy.
And I just want to
believe Trey Lance is that guy. And that guy, Jimmy Garoppolo, is coming off 2 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl. And they still moving off of him.
And
What's that tell you?
I also want to bat for Lewis on that. He makes a great freaking point right there. That is so truth. Every time I go to the stadium, every single fan, not every fan, but some fans even say, I want a Dan Marino type quarterback, meaning they've always wanted that top 5 number 1 quarterback that throws 400 yards, 3 touchdowns per game, having an 89.9 passer rating percentage. I mean, doing a QBR, if you can, 100.7, which is insane. That's what Dolphin fans want. But the thing is that we want is we just want to win. I want Tua to just win. We gave him the assets. Now put it all together, kid. I don't care how you do it. Just be a camaraderie and work with the team and defense and help them up. When the defense is picking it up, you best believe you better pick it up too, as a whole, as a community, because just win, bro. That's all we want. Just win. But some fans, they want the big flashy dude.
Winning is fine. We've already said that he can win. He's already shown us he can win in this league.
Yeah,
that's not the point.
Yeah.
That's not the point. The point is when you come into a game like the Super Bowl and shit is not going right and the offensive line is not blocking all game where it's perfect and everybody's creating separation and the shit is hitting the fan, you need a guy like Patrick Mahomes. You need a guy like Justin Herbert. You need a guy like Josh Matthew Stafford. Those are the so what happened? Why do we want to win
running
in Miami?
game throughout the
Nobody's
whole playoffs.
trying to just win in Miami. I'm trying to win Super Bowls in Miami.
Win, period. Yeah.
I mean, Akers was fumbling the ball left and right, and he elevated the Rams to a championship. Akers was like putting the ball on the ground, and he got the job done. That investment paid off in loss.
Listen, we didn't even mention the top 10 guys. We didn't even mention the top 10 guys. And look how many guys we mentioned for Tua having to jump. Derek Carr, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts. And that's not even in the top 10. Again,
I already said that this year.
What was
I don't care about the
13th
numbers.
or 14th or 15th?
I already said I don't care about the numbers this year. I said literally. Tua can't be the one going for the ride.
Getting carried.
For him to show me that he's that guy, like all these other quarterbacks, the quarterback could win you 2 to 3 games where everything is falling apart around him and it's on him and he's taking the bulls by the horns and he's winning you those 2 to 3 games. That's what I want to see from him. I want him to win me 2 to 3 games.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That'll show you that he's a franchise
Absolutely.
guy.
Freaking win.
Clearly, the Rams have given everybody the blueprint, but it's just are we going to be too stubborn to ignore it, or are we just going to have our own pride and say that's the template?
Make no mistake about it. Tua's got to make plays this year. I'm sorry. No, that marginally better stuff. Get the hell out of here with that. That man is going to have to step up big this year. And again, look at the teams that we're facing. With just crazy rosters and got top 10 guys at the helm. No. That's not going to be good enough for us to have, again, to achieve the team success that we all are just starving for. Nah, Tua got to make plays. Time for you to step up, young man. Get out. Forget about that nonsense about marginally better. Hell no. Greatness is the requirement. No.
Because our conference alone dictates whether or not he needs to be well above the fray. Just in our conference alone. And once again, I keep going back to the Rams template. It was Sean McVay who set out the blueprint, not freaking the San Francisco blueprint. That Rams blueprint is what defeated the 49ers. Let's not conveniently forget that. That's the model.
Very good point, Crypto. Very good point.
Yes, there it is.
That is a great point.
Very good point.
No, it's not scheme. They went and got a quarterback that could beat them. It had nothing to do with scheme. They went and got Stafford.
Damn, we really hold this a quarterback accountable, man. I mean, for me, I hold the team as accountable, but yeah.
That is man. I'm sorry. That it's what Hey, listen, and for all those people that are reluctant to place that level of responsibility onto from a fan's perspective. I see them. I'm not calling anybody specifically out. I can't. Well, CB83 is one, but a lot of this fan base, it's like they don't want to put that level of expectation and responsibility on Tua's shoulders. And it's like they're scared. I'm like, bro, number one, the man was picked fifth. The man was picked fifth overall in the NFL draft. And on top of that, multiple coordinators fired. I'll say it again. Back-to-back winning head coach fired on your watch. Not one, but two generational talents that are on Hall of Fame trajectories passed over on your watch. You kidding me that we as fans, we shouldn't be should be outside Tua's house with signs that all say, Tua, greatness is the requirement. We should all be taking that level approach with him. Are you kidding me? Yeah. No, that man has to make plays and start being the guy, the reason why we have overall team success. Period.
Yeah. Right. I'll tell you, CB83 put his thing up there. He said 12 wins now. He actually came out and said it.
Damn. That's generous.
You can't go outside people's house. That's considered bullying in this climate that we're in.
12 wins, man. We can go out. We can go right in the middle of the street. That's not against. As long as we're letting traffic come through, that's not against the law. We can be out there with our signs up in the middle of the street. We ain't bothering nobody.
Stop trying to bully. Stop trying to bully Tua to greatness. Okay. Stop trying to.
No, it's just frustrating, bro. To hear greatness, bro. It's just frustrating to see that level of. It's like they want to coddle Tua, bro. It's just extremely frustrating, man.
And I don't get why, because most premier quarterbacks take up how much of a salary? Of a team salary. Like those top tier quarterbacks. What's the percentage?
Oh, probably between 20 and 25, 30 maybe, in some cases.
Exactly.
Well,
so
Aaron Rodgers
accountable for at least 30 of those wins on your own.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Well, whatever percentage of the salary that you take, you need to be accountable for. You need to be accountable for those wins on your own.
And check this out. And check this out as well. I look at. The
reason why you even have defensive tackles. Like Aaron Donald is a high-paid defensive tackle, but he's account for wins on his own. He's a defensive tackle. He's a game record.
He delivered that Super Bowl win. He delivered that Super Bowl win.
Yeah,
he sealed the deal.
He delivered.
Come on.
And that's what great players do. That's what great players do. That's what great players do. Franchise level players do that.
2 sacks.
Franchise level players do that.
Oh man, that's like out of this world, man.
Exactly. He delivered.
For 2 sacks to close out a game.
Xavier Howard. How many games have Xavier Howard won for us over the years, bro?
Oh man,
really,
3 or 4.
Franchise level player.
He won us that.
Franchise level player.
Xavier won us. He won us that week 1 against New England, where everybody says Tua's 3-0 against New England. No, he would have been 2-1 because we were already in field goal range. Howard won that game.
When you take up so much, of the salary,
against the Ravens,
no matter what position you're in, once you take a portion of that salary, you're accountable for wins on your own. Just you.
And Von Joe, you know what? You know how I look at it? You know how I look at it? That's our money as fans that he got, not just Tua now, I'm just all the players. That's our money they have in their pockets, because if we didn't make the type of commitment, investment in this team from a financial standpoint, the owners could not pay them massive salaries. So that's our money. So people ask me, wonder why I get so animated, right? And money, fired up about this team. That's that's my money. You got in your pocket. That's my money. So we should all be hyped up and we should all be hyped up and animated, bro.
Look at this.
Are you kidding me?
When they were bringing up all the smoke that some of the season ticket holder fans were going to try to sue the organization because of those allegations that came out over Ross trying to pay Flores $100,000 per loss. Like, that's not fair for those guys that spend thousands on seats, and behind the organization and closed doors, these guys really want to lose. It's bigger than that sometimes, man. It really isn't fair. That's why some fans need to stop coddling these players. And, look at Tua, the left arm of God. He's going to save our career. No, it's not happening. That's just the way it is, and I agree with you, Ian. We have a mouth, and we pay,
Where
and we
if
go out,
he
and we're
doesn't need
gonna
to be the left
continue.
arm of God. I'll take right now. I'll take Moses. I'll take Moses, the staff of Moses. This part of something.
Bro. Oh man, that is funny. That is funny.
Y'all trading
Man,
Tua,
listen,
y'all trading Tua and Waddle for Jimmy and Fred Warner right now?
Bro, no. Waddle is untouchable. I'm not trading Jalen Waddle, bro.
Why do you feel Waddle is untouchable,
Waddle is
bro?
untouchable. He's not going anywhere, Pete. You need to stop with that, bro.
Waddle is untouchable.
He's on his way to
Why does
becoming
anybody feel
legendary.
that?
With Jimmy.
My infatuation with Jimmy, I mean, it makes Jimmy makes more sense than Tua. First of all, Von Joe, let me ask you, bro.
Sir?
Von Joe, I'm not answering.
You still haven't answered my question. Don't ask me a question unless you answer.
I'm not answering
that.
He's won a lock. Look, listen. He's won a locker room. He's won division titles. He's made it to the playoffs. He's made it to the Super Bowl. So that's what he's done.
Jimmy got dragged. Jimmy didn't win no locker room. Jimmy got dragged to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl, kicking and screaming.
He's loved.
He didn't even want to go. Jimmy tried everything not to make it to the playoffs, and they still dragged him, kicking and screaming. Stop it.
Listen, now I'm gonna ask you, Von Joe, since you want to go there with Jimmy, you're riding the season with Tua?
Rather than pay Jimmy, yes.
Are you aware that Tua's gonna miss games because he's a broken, injury-prone player, and he's never finished a season in his career?
Not like Jimmy
he's never finished a full season in his career.
You act like Jimmy.
So you're a first-time. Hold on, Von Joe. You're a very smart guy. How smart is our head coach? He's gonna go in. He's gonna go in and rely on his. Is McGenius really a genius? He's gonna set everything up.
He's
gonna set everything up on his future with a broken, injury-prone player.
Pete, I understand that you taking a crap on Tua. That's your business. Whatever it is what it is. Okay?
No, it's
at the same
Tua
time.
has taken a crap, and he deserves the crap.
Pete,
what has Tua done?
Pete, let me finish. At the end of the day, don't take a crap on him and tell me, hey, and try to give me a turd and say, hey, this is new crap, and say, but it's better. It still stinks.
That's what you
Shit
feel.
still stinks.
That's what you feel.
Pardon my language.
That's what you feel.
Whether it comes from an elephant,
at the end of the day,
it comes from an elephant or a dog.
Listen,
guess what?
At the end of the day,
a pile of ish.
That's how you feel. That you think that might be that play, but like it is, Jimmy Garoppolo is a smarter, better player.
If you told me an actual
Jimmy
prolific
G
quarterback,
is better than Tua, buddy.
No,
if you don't want to believe that yourself, look, Jimmy G. Not only is Jimmy G better than Tua,
Jimmy is mid. He is mid.
Buddy.
If anything, Jimmy is a veteran mid. Okay, he has more years, so he's seen more defense than Tua.
Listen, Von Joe, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's not many Tua-neers on this channel. You're not gonna earn subscribers defending that guy. I'm telling you right now.
My dude, no, pause. Don't do that. You know, I'm the same person wherever I go. Don't even go there.
I'm just saying.
Language. I'm the same. I'm
just saying. Listen, I'm just saying.
I keep the same energy wherever I go. I told you clearly. I told you clearly.
Look at the comment.
No, Pete, I told you clearly. If you're gonna sit there and say that Tua is trash, give me something prolific. Don't sit there and compare trash.
You want the highlights. You want the highlights. That's what you're asking.
And sit there and say, hey, because I saw Jimmy sit there and miss Brandon Ayuk, who was wide open in SanRan. Missing wide open
but
receivers.
every quarterback does
something
that.
Tua's doing here. And you want to bring
He
that
did it in
here?
the Super Bowl too, Von Joe. He did that in the Super Bowl too.
Come on, bro. Let's just be real here.
Every
quarterback is gonna miss a throw. Now I'm not sitting here saying Jimmy G's elite.
Exactly. Every quarterback that's gonna miss a throw. That's the same thing that Tua-neers say. So you sound like a Jimmy-neer.
So I'm not saying Jimmy G's elite. But the question I had for you is, it sounds like you'd rather go into your season as a first-time head coach with an injury-prone player that can't pick up a playbook. You got to simplify it for him, and you rather go in with that instead of an opportunity.
Because you got a veteran player that can. Hold on, you got a veteran player. Hold on, you got a veteron player that can sit there and pick up a playbook and still can't execute.
Von Joe,
he still
your
can't
last
execute
job.
properly.
Von Joe, your last job where you came from.
Even the team that sat there and drafted and gave him all that money still gave us 3 first-round picks to sit there and get rid of him because they know he's a bum and he can't get the job done.
Buddy, what do you think the Dolphins? Buddy, Von Joe, you're not helping yourself here. You're not helping yourself here.
I'd rather deal with my trash before I go pick up San Fran's trash.
Deshaun Watson was going to be a Dolphin. Deshaun Watson was going to be a Dolphin, buddy. And that was only 1 year in with Tua.
Again, fuck the noise. Again, I'd rather deal with my trash, Pete, than go sit there and take another team's trash.
It lets you know.
That's what you want to do.
But
you just want to sit there and be a Miami Dolphins garbage man.
You go ahead and go to the dump. You don't care about the team and the team getting better.
We already got
rid of that. You guys don't care about the team actually getting better. You're trying to find any little excuse to ease in the Tua stuff.
No, listen, you can try and spew that narrative if you want to try and make your basis, but it's not falling. It's falling on deaf ears around here.
It is what it is. Tua Tagovailoa.
It is what it is.
It's not only hurting the team. Look how he has our fans,
Wayne Huizenga was the garbage man.
Look how Tua has us on YouTube. We're glued on YouTube for like 24 hours a day because of this guy. We're waiting for breaking news.
No. I'm glued on YouTube 24 hours a day because I'm a fan of my team. And I like getting Dolphin content. I don't come here only for Tua content. On Neighborhood, what you talking about?
So Vaughn, you're saying whoever the quarterback is in Dolphin, you're rooting for them. You're always going to give them that 100%.
I have no choice. What do I have
for
choice?
sure.
Bro,
that's what's up.
What it is. You guys, no.
Pete was giving you so much confidence in Garoppolo.
If you go get me somebody that's actually prolific, that could do something, that could carry a team and could get you wins, and not just go for the ride. Okay, then we talking.
What's giving you that confidence, Pete, in Garoppolo?
If you listen to the words that I say, Crypto, I'm basing this off of Mike McDaniel, not me. I truly don't like Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, I really don't. As a fan, I don't think he's a very good quarterback.
But you don't even have confidence in Mike McDaniel, but now you gotta take his word.
But hold on. But now,
what are you talking about, Pete? You're all over the place. Come on, man. Come back home, man.
But hold on. This is where I would still pick Jimmy Garoppolo in Miami for my team because it gets them better. Okay, that's the bottom line. That's it. Anything that you guys can't sit here and say, oh, next year. Guess what? When you say next year in the draft, the season is done. It's about this year. It's about what gives us the best.
And guess what? Garoppolo is not the guy this year.
Garoppolo is. He already knows the playbook. He already knows the scheme. He already knows. He already knows it. He knows it all. There's no learning here.
So you want to
comes here. He has it adapted, and it's like a light switch. Boom.
This is what we're talking about.
He wants to abandon ship from Tua. That's what you want, Pete. That's what you want to do. You want to abandon from ship.
Listen, Pete will take everybody over
Steven
Tua.
Ross
Even
wants
Trash
it
Baker.
as well. Steven Ross wants it as well. Don't just blame it on me. Of course I know that. He sat down in Houston during the middle of the season, bro. Don't say I don't know that. He went to go meet with Deshaun Watson.
I get that. Everybody on this panel know I'm not a Tua-neer. Everybody on this panel know I critique my quarterback hard, and I want more from him. Everybody on this panel know that I wanted Watson. Everybody in this panel sat there and said, listen, I said get Lamar Jackson. But again, don't sit there and give me trash from another team and try to polish it up and say, oh, this is a Picasso.
Okay, but if you're not trading for Jimmy and you're betting your job on Tua, and you know that Jimmy knows this system and has won and been successful as a head coach, you better do what's right for the team.
Successful in what? What trophy has Jimmy
why
won
do I
in the
have
system?
to repeat myself, Von Joe? Division title.
I hope because
do you know how big a division title is, buddy?
Maybe you will have to actually hear yourself that there's no Lombardi in that success that you're talking about.
You gotta take steps forward. You gotta make it to the playoffs. You gotta win
all
a division.
that. I want the Lombardi.
You gotta
know
build
that
the culture with that. And that's how you do it. You don't just, the first time I'm in the playoffs, we're gonna go straight to the Super Bowl.
Cincinnati did that last year, Pete. What are you talking about? We just said example of that last year.
I said that rarely happens. And then you go back.
There's a lot of
way,
teams
and the
that go
Giants
from
did
worst
it
to
too.
first.
And the Giants did it too. You gotta have something.
Is Jimmy coming this year gonna give us a Lombardi? Yes or no?
He gives us a higher chance.
Yes or no, Pete?
He gives us a higher chance.
But Pete is saying, but Vaughn, Pete is saying that look, your arguments, both of you are the same thing. Though both of you guys want the best for the team, bro. Straight up, Pete is saying that if we get this guy, he gives us a better percentage of chance, higher percentage of chance to win. And then Tua, some of you guys are with him. and give him the chance. So I mean, like it's like a 50-50 toss-up, man. This one.
Hold on. But Iceman, he had a great defense, a defense that was better than ours. People could argue San Fran defense was actually ranked harder.
The only thing that San Fran had better was a D-line.
I didn't interrupt you.
Because you're putting false information,
go ahead
bro.
and jump off the bridge. Go ahead.
You're putting out false information. The D-line is the only thing that's better than ours. Their secondary
San Fran
sucks, and they
defense
have
didn't
one
rank higher
linebacker.
than ours? What are you talking about?
That's the only thing the 49ers have better
San
than the
Fran
Dolphins
defense did not rank higher than ours. Yes or no?
It doesn't matter about the stats. It's about what they have done on the film.
Bro.
The D-line is better.
Man, stop talking.
They get pressure with 4 guys, bro.
You can stop talking at that point because you're not making any sense. Oh, the D-line was better. Okay, it's part of their defense. It made their whole defensive unit better.
There's two.
And they still outvoted
better overall defense.
Their defense
Statistically, the
outperformed
49ers
us.
had it. And all we have is a better secondary, buddy. But go ahead.
And again, did he not have better weapons out there in San Fran?
At that time, yes, and we didn't. At that time, no. So
okay, and what did he do with it?
It was more of a complete team with it.
And what did he do with it?
Took it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, and then what?
He was one throw away.
He overthrew what's his name
touchdown.
in Hard Rock
Now
Stadium.
ask yourself, what did Tua
they
do
dragged
with it?
and pulled him into the
What
Super
did
Bowl,
Tua
and
do
he
with
choked. And
What
he
did Tua
choked.
do with it? What
I
did
feel-
Tua do with it?
I feel
Other
that
than
Pete,
getting
he hasn't
broken,
done jack. He hasn't
missing
done jack
games,
shit. You're right.
and you can't count on him.
He hasn't done
What has
jack.
he done?
Pete,
How many
you're
games
right.
did
But
Jimmy
we got to give him
miss
a
last
shot
year?
Why do we have to give him a shot? Why?
because he's our starting quarterback
Why?
for now. Though I'm saying until
Listen,
after the
if it's
preseason, then we'll
Jimmy
see.
or Tua, I'm giving Tua the shot over Jimmy.
I don't think. Oh, he has to get. No, the only
Give
reason
him
he
a
has
shot
a shot is
because we have
because Mike
weapons
McDaniel
now.
said it. But wait until training camp opens up around the corner in 2 weeks, and we got guys boots on the ground like TDPHINSTALK that he said he's gonna go to the Tampa. He's gonna have eyes there, okay, real eyes, and we're gonna see who's the better player on the field in practice, and we're gonna
And if
hear
if
Teddy
if that's the
Bridgewater
case, if
is
that's the
looking
case,
better.
But that's where
If
you
that's
make
the
mistakes
case,
in
that's what's
practice.
If
gonna
that's the
happen
case,
in
we
a
got
few
two
weeks,
options,
buddy.
Pete.
But Pete,
There's
go
only
ahead,
two
bro.
options that's available for me. You go sit there and trade away those picks for next year for Lamar Jackson and get him in here now, or you ride with Tua, or you sit there and start Teddy B. I don't want Jimmy over here.
Hey, yo, Color made a good point. Yo, I'm not gonna
Listen,
lie.
Jimmy
you.
gets no shot with
That's
Von
going
Joe.
nowhere. That's not
Wait,
gonna give you a Lombardi.
Color made a good one. He said Jimmy
A one-year
lost the Super
rental,
Bowl.
that's not
Tua
gonna give
hasn't
you a Lombardi. That's
lost
what you
against the
want.
Jags. That's not bad, Color. 2-8. Color
That's what we're talking
Jimmy
about.
gets no
I can't
shot
lie.
with
One-year
Von
rental for
Joe.
nothing.
Tua
Color
gets
made
no
a good
shot
one.
with Pete. There we go. Tua gets no shot with Pete. Jimmy gets no shot with Von Joe.
I mean, I just
That's where
right
we
there. Yeah.
You gonna
But
sit there
what
and tell
makes
me
more
a one-year
sense?
rental,
Now,
rental, and
honestly,
I don't get a set, and
now,
I don't get a
honestly,
parade.
a one-year
Now, if you're
rental.
telling me
What makes
Brady,
more
if you're telling me
sense?
Brady,
Jimmy
okay,
G
give me
or
that. Somebody
Tua?
that got some trophies and some rings.
That's the final.
You give me a
That's the
one-year
final
rental,
take.
giving and having. Hold on, we're getting a one-year rental, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna live in this obscurity of the future, right? Because Jimmy is not gonna be here then more than a year or two. So now we just in the future with a complete obscurity, and you tell me that's what you want, and we got nothing to show for it, and we're resetting again. Man, if you don't go fly a kite with that shit, man, come on, man. What we doing?
Bro, you're comparing apples to oranges at this point. One is making
Exactly,
something out of
exactly. Because
himself,
I'm talking about
and
apples.
the other one
and
is
sitting
getting
and
drug out of
want
the
trophies
NFL.
and want something shiny. Meanwhile, you want
Okay.
some sour orange.
That's fine. I never called him elite. You're just in your feelings because Jimmy G is
Because
better
you're
than
talking
your quarterback
nonsense.
right
That's
now.
why I'm in my feelings.
That's not
'Cause
nonsense.
You're part of this fan base, and you're talking a whole bunch of noise.
No, you
So
just
bring in
wanna...
Jimmy G. Jimmy what,
Jimmy?
man? Tell Jimmy he gonna go holler at Bang Bros.
Hold on, I was screaming for Baker Mayfield. I was screaming for Baker
Go ahead and keep
Mayfield.
corn
Baker Mayfield. Hey, Von Joe, let's be realistic. We should have drafted Trey Lance. Why don't you say that's what I wanted?
Damn,
That's
Von Joe.
what I
We
want.
gave
I want
up
Herbert. If you want to give it a buck, I
we
want a
did give
Herbert, and
up
I
3
sat there and
picks
stated
for him.
that already. Don't put
We
words
were
in my
sitting
mouth.
there pretty. That's what Pete wanted. So you're in position for a quarterback, replace him. You can't do that. It's only been 1 year. He gets hurt again. And now not only does he get hurt his second year, he misses games with a jammed thumb.
And
okay?
I still don't
he
understand
jams his
why.
thumb.
And I
When
still
I
don't
heard
understand
that, I
why.
almost burned
Because
inside.
Pete,
I don't want to hear anything else.
Because this is what you're gonna do, Pete. This is what you're gonna do. And again, I see the road map, Pete. If Jimmy gets signed somewhere else, who you on to next? Because give me another quarterback from now. Because Jimmy is not coming here, so give me another quarterback. that you want to start that we can start protesting for from now?
Look, let me tell you something, Vonjo. I'm gonna tell you what I think is going on. Okay, when you really think about it and you look at this team and how they're building.
All right, gentlemen. I gotta get back to work, fellas. Y'all be good, man. Salute to everybody.
Whatever they do.
And I'm at work right now.
EM, peace out, buddy. Have a good day. Whatever they do, the Dolphins, if they are forced to draft a rookie quarterback next year, whatever quarterback that they do draft, listen to what I'm telling you.
Was good.
The chances of this guy winning rookie quarterback of the year, getting into the playoffs, and doing all of that are very, very high. Okay? Very, very high. So that's the marketing.
Listen to me, buddy. Listen to me.
Ticket right there.
Listen to me now. If next year we draft a quarterback, next year, are you listening? Fire everybody.
It doesn't matter who you fire. You still gotta look at the team that's built.
Been doing that for 22 years.
With a team like this, you don't draft a quarterback. You go get a veteran that's proven and that can sit there and take the wheel.
You guys are not numb to the pain.
You got a team full of veterans already. You just plug in a passer.
You don't give a 60-year-old a Ferrari.
That's it.
Vaughn, you're not numb to it though. For the past 22 years. Every single 3 years we tear that shit down.
You don't give a 60-year-old a Ferrari.
Bro. If it ain't right, it ain't right. And first of all, Vonjo, you want to talk cars? Nobody likes an unreliable car. Nobody buys an unreliable car.
Ferrari. You go get a veteran.
You want to talk about Ferrari? Are you gonna go buy the Ferrari with no engine, buddy? Because that's what Tua is.
I mean, no.
Nobody likes an unreliable car, buddy.
Well, at this point, you got to build the engine and put it in there.
There's no one denying that.
And that's
undeniable, Mr. Unreliable, and it's undeniable. That's it.
And now you got to make sure we built the engine to put in there, and now we got to make sure that he can handle the horsepower. That's it. If he can't handle the horsepower, you take that engine out of it, you scrap it, and you put it in something reliable.
That's why we got Teddy Bridgewater, bro. Just to back it up.
And Jimmy G is reliable. Jimmy G is reliable. Whether you like to hear that or not.
He ain't reliable. He overthrew in the Super Bowl. I don't want that.
Yeah, he's reliable, bro. Iceman, listen to your work. Listen to what you just said.
I'm done.
He lost the Super Bowl.
He said Jimmy G is reliable.
I know. I feel that, Pete, but still, you know.
He lost the Super Bowl.
No.
Listen to what you just said, bro.
He overthrew the dude.
Listen to what you and Vaughn keep saying. Jimmy G
is reliable.
Yeah, but Pete,
everybody heard that, right?
But
Super
Pete,
Bowl.
we haven't seen Tua. I get you. For the past 2 years, the film shows, and then I get you on that with Tua. But this year, we just, like Vaughn says, just give him like at least week 1 through week 5. If he squanders that opportunity, you best believe Teddy Bridgewater is going to host it down for a bit. Fans going to enjoy it for a little bit. And then after that, we got to go do what you said. Go in the draft and tear that bitch down. So, yeah.
Don't tell me to draft a quarterback. Don't do that.
We're not tearing anything down.
That quarterback starts. That's it. And then after
once
that,
we tear the quarterback,
then you guys are going to blame. But yeah, a lot of you guys are going to blame Mike McDaniel. So you guys are going to want to say, get out of McDaniel, get Sean.
So you got to go get a better driver. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't take that dead cap if we try to tear it down.
And you best believe a lot of fans, if all this season is bad, knock on wood, a lot of fans are going to blame, of course, too, but they're also going to say, get rid of Mike McDaniel, go and get Sean Payton and Tom Brady. So,
get rid of Mike McDaniel and get rid of Greer also. You got to get rid of the GM.
Oh, really? So your guys are only giving a first-time head coach only 1 year with Tua? Really? Is that even fair to Mike McDaniel?
I'm not doing that.
That's who wait, yes it is. It's fair to Mike McDaniel.
No, how is that fair?
It's not, but
you
give a coach 2 years.
This is who he. Hold on.
2 is out.
Usually you won't give a 1 year, right? Usually when a coach comes in, he okay, you give him a quarterback. Okay, he didn't do it with that quarterback. Okay, now you give that coach another year to go get his quarterback, right? But Mike McDaniel chose his quarterback. He signed on to it. So guess what? If you go 9-8 and it looks abysmal, you're gone. The Greer is gone because all you guys tied your boat to that rock.
That's not
Point
true,
blank and
bro.
simple.
So if it's like that,
what you mean it's not true? What are you talking about,
bro? It shouldn't be like that. That's not fair. But anyways, if it is going to be like that, then this is why. Okay, no, I agree with you, Vonjo. I do believe this guy's in a tough position, and he's in a 1 year hit or miss position. I lean towards that. That doesn't mean I agree with it. I think every player, this is Brian Flores' team. Never forget that. The culture and these guys are more for Brian Flores and Greer. So to switch it in 1 year and expect everything to be learned offensively and get it in sync early on, especially the toughest part of the season in this schedule, and you not have slip-ups and you miss the playoffs for one game, like you said, 9-8, dude, that's not fair. So now that almost tells me and confirms that even
if you want to say the defense is Brian Flores, I agree with you. That offense has no identity. It's just there.
Okay. So
it's
Mike McDaniels is here to patch that up. Basically, what you're saying is like a tire patch is going to patch it up on offense. If he fixes that this year, we're playoff bound. If not, we're not playoff bound, and he needs to get fired.
Patch it up.
I think that's Stephen Ross's plan.
No.
That's Stephen Ross's plan, I'm sure.
You need to mold that offense into
the dark
something.
Horse.
That offense needs to be molded into something. It needs to be molded into a Picasso. There's 130 million plus on that offense. We sat there and said all the money was on a defense, and that's why the defense is so great. That offense got invested in. We infused money into the offense.
Yeah,
you better mold that thing into something nice. Give me a Michael. You better give me a Michael.
But what if they're not nice, Von Joe? Right? What if they're just average or mediocre?
Then damn.
Guess what? You're a sham of an artist. Get out.
Von Joe, so the bottom line is if he doesn't make playoffs and he doesn't fix the offense, he has to go. And so does Tua and whatever else you think. Correct?
Yes, burn down everything. What are you talking about? The GM go.
Be a total rebuild.
Head coach go. The quarterback
you agree with
go.
that too? How about you, Lewis,
bring in a
and
new
Triple
GM.
S?
Bring in a new head coach. And let the head coach go get his quarterback.
But Vaughn, Pete's kind of a little bit right on that. I have to say, check this out, bro. I don't go on anyone's side, but check this shit out, though. Pete actually said if we don't make playoffs with Tua this year, plain and simple, it's 2 playoffs to shut up and put up, like, honestly, bro, and show us what you got, kid. If he doesn't, bro, it's on to the next one. Yeah, get Jimmy, but, like, it's going to be a little too late after that point. So, like,
get Jimmy, no, but Iceman, this is what I said.
Yeah.
Literally,
no, they're going to go into the
Dolphins
draft and get his
history has
We're not going to go get Jimmy.
No,
they're going to go into the draft.
What the Dolphins have done, and that has been one of our handicaps, is we keep doing, since Ross been here, we've been doing things halfway. And what we've done is we sat there and fired head coaches and kept GMs. And then we kept the head coach and fired the GM. Then we sat there, kept the GM, and we fired the head coach. We've always been doing things halfway done when since Ross has been here. And that has been a detriment to this team and its consistency.
And you're right. And Ross has not been there. He doesn't stay there in-house.
Scrap the head coach, scrap the quarterback, and bring in a new GM to hire his head coach and go and have that head coach go get his quarterback.
Hey, who's the Bills?
That's
Bills
the way
owner,
to do it. That's the
Miles?
typical way you're supposed to do it, Von Joe.
Miles Johnson.
Somebody else was trying to talk.
That's what all successful teams have done.
Who's the Bills owner,
Yeah,
if
like
I may
Pittsburgh.
ask? Because since you guys now are stable, who's the Bills owner at this moment?
I don't know who the Bills are. I'm not a Bills fan.
Bills owner?
I thought you were, because you. Someone was talking about Bills earlier.
No, that's not
why.
Mark.
No, it was the other guy. It was Mark.
That's
It
not
was
Mark.
Mark. That's
Sorry
not
about
Mark.
that, Miles.
I think if we don't make the playoffs, like what Pete was saying, to answer Pete's question, I think you get rid of Tua for sure. You get rid of McDaniel because he wasn't able to fix the guy he said he was going to come in and fix. But if you really think about it, I don't think you should get rid of Greer. I think that if you really think about it, I mean,
Don't
we hate
give
on
me that
Greer
halfway
sometimes,
job.
and sometimes we don't. Let me hear me out. We hate on Greer, myself included. But if you really look at what he's done, outside of that 2021 round, what can we point to as being, egregious and fireable? He's been pretty solid. This offseason has been pretty good. That 2021
The
round,
fact
like I
that
said,
you
is
hired
egregious.
2 head coaches that couldn't get the job done, but Triple S, 2 head coaches that couldn't get the job done, and you invested all this money.
I mean,
and
one
you
of
can't
them
hire
did.
proper
I
management.
mean, one of them had back-to-back winning seasons, and the first one was expected to not win at all. And
But again, but Triple
so
S,
you hired one
he
that
had back-to-back
overachieved
winning
and is
seasons.
only out because of other reasons. So you can't really say that he hired Flores was a failure, because Flores is on
but the
on
thing
the
is,
right trajectory.
Triple S,
only out
the
because
reason
of
why
other
it's a failure.
reasons.
When you say winning season, that means included playoffs. I'm sorry, forget about 10-6. They didn't even honor us when Don
you're
Shula.
wrong.
I got
You're wrong.
mad
But
that
winning
year,
season,
bro.
winning season.
I got
But here's the thing, Triple S.
Man, you're wrong.
When Triple S, here's the thing. Part of you having success as hiring that coach is not only because of what you do in the draft and what you do here, but as far as all you guys are on the same game plan. Apparently, they were not reading the same book.
So
And
how about this, Vonjo?
And Triple, you said that I'm wrong for having a 10-6. Well, let me tell you something real quick because I'm passionate as hell for those 2 years. No, okay, let me just say this before you intrude. Hold up, bro. So 2 years ago, Don Shooter, RIP to him, he passed away. What did we do to honor him? You went 10-6. You didn't go to the freaking playoffs. You telling me that's a fantastic season? Fine, you had a 500 season. You had a .500 definition season. Great. You didn't go to the playoffs. You didn't honor him. That's why ever since then, this year we honor the 1972 season of 50-year golden anniversary.
I hear you.
So it's very, very, like, you feel me? The passion, bro, there, like last 2 years ago. You feel me? So
the only thing I was disputing is that you said winning more games than you lose isn't a winning season. You said you got to go to the playoffs, and I said, well, no, literally.
Well, that's just me. We all have our different beliefs, bro. So I respect yours. You gotta respect us first. So that's what's up.
Not really.
Then fine, fuck it, bro. If you don't do that, then fuck it. I don't care, bro. At the end of the day, that's what I said. So fuck it.
A winning season is when you win more than you lose.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of the end of it, honestly. But
anyway. Yeah. Great.
So now,
well, put it like that. That would be
unacceptable
panel, to miss the playoffs.
So now, by weight of this panel, and probably the chat, because I can't see the chat soldiers in the chat. Everybody agreed, and I agree.
I can't see the chat either, but guys, hold on.
Has a one-year wonder.
Guys, hold on, guys. I'd like to say thank you for having me on TD. Guys, thank you. Great conversation. Got my blood going. I feel like I got sweat going. I feel like I could work out another workout. But I burned some calories in here. But still, I always love having a great conversation.
Pressure bust pipes, Vaughn. Pressure bust pipes.
I have to go ahead and get ready for another meeting, so I'll holler at you guys. I'm still gonna be listening though.
We'll holler at you.
Don't make me have to come back in here, okay?
I'm gonna make you come back up here.
No, that's when we discuss Landon Roberts. We're gonna be discussing Landon Roberts' new contract.
Oh, don't do it.
Vonjo may have to come back in here because I don't like the idea of him talking about getting rid of Greer. I disagree with that totally.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Greer.
Yeah, Mr. Polk, you're right.
Greer
I mean, he bought himself some time, Mr. Polk. You're right.
He made some mistakes at the Tannenbaum left, but he did correct himself, and he seemed like he's on the right track. So look what he's done with the caps and some of the contracts and stuff like that. Come on now, you can't just
Mr. Polk. Mr. Park, I mean it. Mr. Park, I love you. I love you. You know, there's one person on this panel that loves you, Mr. Park. It's me, and I mean this with no disrespect. He should be fired because he passed Justin Herbert and picked Tua. I don't care about no other draft picks. When you miss on a franchise quarterback, that sets your franchise back 10, 15 years. And all we've seen from Herbert in the first 2 years looks like he's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. I'm sorry. I don't care if you pick Jalen Phillips. I don't care if you signed the most amazing contracts in the world. If you pass on a generational talent, you're at 5 and you pick Tua and then number 6 goes Justin Herbert. I'm sorry. You gotta go. He should be fired just off that move right there.
Y'all want to know how weird everything with Jimmy G? And I agree with you, Lewis, to the most extent on that. I do believe Greer should be fired, not only for passing on Tua, but other things. But other than that, if you paid attention to this Jimmy G stuff, man, it's starting to feel like he's gonna be a Dolphin, man. Like, he had late surgery on his shoulder.
He's definitely gonna get Vonjo back over here.
Man, I'm serious, man. But check this out, because everybody here on the panel kind of leaned that Mike McDaniel only has 1 year to prove it. And ask yourself, put yourself in those shoes, man.
One and done.
It's your job. It is your job. Now listen, it is your job. You know deep down inside you only have 1 year to prove to this. You only have 1 year. And you're looking at your last job where you were great at, and you're like, man, that's the guy offensively I was scheming everything for. This is the reason why they're calling me a genius, was because of everything I did for Jimmy G. This guy can probably save me here. Who knows?
Pete, let me ask you a question. Right? Let's say Tua works out. Let's say we win 10 games or 11 games. Let's say we make the playoffs and everything is good. Tua worked out. We made the playoffs. Right? Let's just paint those scenarios. But now you always say that you're always looking for an upgrade. We're all football fans. If there could be an upgrade to be made, right? We would all 100%. Make it. So let me ask you a question. let's say all those scenarios happen, but Sean Payton comes out next year and says, I want to be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. I want that job. What do? Do you fire? And again, Tua worked out. We made the playoffs. So McGenius won 11 games or whatever. What do you do? Because if it's me, I'll tell you what I'll do. McDaniel has to go. And if if Sean Payton wants to come in here and says, I want to bring in Tom Brady to be my quarterback, even if Tua wants to come, I go that option. I go that route.
See if what's his name, McDaniel will stay on as the OC and let Sean Payton be the head coach.
But we don't need that.
Yeah.
We don't need that though. You know Sean Payton.
We don't need to hire his guy.
Lewis, you know Sean Payton's going to call his own
get
play.
11 wins, then he's worth.
Lewis,
yeah, they won't allow him to do that.
Capacity.
You know what? I never thought about it even like that, Lewis, and that's good, to be quite honest with you. And I would agree with you. Even if the Dolphins do fail to make the playoffs, like if they do make it, like just a wild card team at least, bottom 6 or 7, and they make it in there, and we lose, I still think there's a possibility the whole thing blows up, like for real.
Yeah, but the key factor is we have an owner that tends to be impatient, so that's always going to weigh in. So let's not think that he's always tied to these brand new coaches and GMs and whoever it may be. He'll pull the trigger just as fast as anybody will.
In fact, that's
even if we don't get the ultimate goal, he'll pull the trigger.
Listen, but the problem is he keeps giving us first-year head coaches like Brian Flores, which I like. McDaniel, we see. The problem is if he goes and pulls the trigger for a Sean Payton, now you're talking about a future Hall of Fame coach. You're talking about a Super Bowl winning coach. So that's the difference. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
The problem is when he pulls the trigger now and gets Flores, and then 2 years later now we got McDaniel. You're not bringing us nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't know. These are first-time head coaches. We don't know.
Right. At least Sean Payton is a known. He's a known commodity. Yes.
You go ask a college kid right now, hey, I'll give you an opportunity to play for Sean Payton or Mike McDaniels. They're going to be starstruck when they hear the name Sean Payton, and they're going to say, who is Mike McDaniel? That's just the way it is in all reality. I agree, Lewis.
Right.
Even if
exactly.
we make playoffs
Good point there.
And we have an opportunity to get a coach like that and we lose, I know they're going to find an excuse on why we lost in the playoffs to get rid of it. And it's going to probably be more than likely because the Tua couldn't handle those bad conditions and the weathers and stuff like that. And we didn't upgrade the run game good enough. Like when you really think about it, you want to complain, like, did we even really get a real deal running back?
Hey, quick question for the Tiger podcast.
Did we get a running back that's on his last legs like Shawnee Michelle?
What high school is that, bro? What high school are you? What is that?
That's a city team. My high school is Sir Wolf. I'm from Canada. I went to Sir Wilfrid Laurier up in Canada.
That's cool, bro.
That's the Orleans Bengals I was playing for at that time.
That's nice, bro. That's nice, man. Yeah, I asked because I'm a high school coach, bro. Like, not a head coach or assistant, but I like that picture. That's why I asked, man. Anytime I see youth, bro, I fuck with it. Huh?
Oh,
I coach too.
That's what's up, bro. If you mind me asking, I'm not gonna ask where you live, obviously, but what team name?
I'm the Cumberland Panthers Ontario Summer Football League. It's pretty much the league where CIS, which is Canadian Inter-University Sport, the NCAA equivalent in Canada. Definitely not as good, of course, but they kind of feed off of our age group. So this is kids born in 03, 04, and 05.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the 04s are going to universities next year to play. So it's a good level of football.
I love it, man. Love hearing it, bro. Like, one day we got to chop it up one day, bro. Like,
100%, man.
Yes,
100%.
sir. Sorry, guys. Go ahead. I just really wanted to ask that question, bro. That really intrigued me. Sorry.
No, but Lewis, all respect to you, bro. I understand what you're saying and what have you, but you got to understand GM makes mistakes, sometimes major mistakes, but then they can also come back and correct those mistakes. And I like I said, I respect what you said, but I got to stick with my thing with Greg because I'm not ready to put them out yet. I'm sorry,
Mr. Paul.
No, I understand, Mr. Paul, but Mr. Paul, there's a difference if you draft a defensive lineman and there's an offensive tackle there, and okay, that's fine. I can get over that. But we're talking about the most important position on the football field. That's what we're talking about.
But at the same time, having the other GMs made the same mistake and they're still with their team.
Yeah, but But Mr. Park.
Well, that doesn't make it right, though, Mr. Park. No, I agree with you, but that doesn't make it right.
Look at Chicago when they took Trubisky.
And they stayed with
Yeah, that's true. He's right about Chicago.
Park.
Yeah, they
Well, let me tell you,
over Mahomes.
Yeah,
but he lost his job later on.
But
Hey,
they
let me
passed
ask
the guy in
Lewis.
Chicago.
You're not in Chicago no more.
Lewis.
What, name a GM right now that's gonna come in and replace Greer and take us further than what Greer's done.
No.
Hey, hold on. Watch this. Hey, Lewis.
I don't want Greer to be fired. I'm just saying that when people are making the excuse saying he can't be fired, well, no.
No,
I'm not saying I want to fire, but if we're gonna talk like what could have got him fired, that move right there that he missed could have got him fired.
Hey, Lewis, you say he should be fired just for passing up on Herbert, correct? What if Trey Lance wins MVP this season of the year?
I'll be furious with the one.
Yes, that is fireable offense because he got 2 picks just to get him.
What if Trey Lance takes them to the Super Bowl and wins?
Damn, I hate you, Pete. I hate you for saying that, bro.
That would be Pete. That would be the ultimate nightmare for a Dolphin fan.
Literally, we gave him that draft
That would
pick.
literally be yeah. We received assets just to give up him. He was basically sitting in our lap. Yeah, Pete. Damn, that is the ultimate nightmare scenario.
There are multiple nightmares out there for the fans.
Dolphins
Deshaun
fans
Watson,
about to be rooting against them.
What if Deshaun Watson? Hey, what's up, guys? What if Deshaun Watson, off of a 6-game suspension, manages to scrape the Browns into the playoffs and we don't make it? That's another nightmare.
What if it's the 49ers?
That is another
Carrie P, good one.
Damn.
What if it's the 49ers versus Cleveland in the Super Bowl?
Oh my
Stephen
God!
Ross might never
Damn,
wake up.
Pete, keep coming with him.
Fans will have a heart attack.
Damn, Pete,
I will have a heart
because they
attack.
can't play each other in the Super Bowl. They're in different conferences. You're right. That is the ultimate nightmare scenario. Deshaun Watson against Trey Lance in the Super Bowl.
We'll have Tua and Waddle playing Madden at home.
Hey.
Oh my God!
Hey, we got CB83 going off in the comments, man.
Go,
Calm down,
God.
CB83, man. Why you so mad, CB? Why you so mad?
Just salty. You just salty.
CB,
Salty
Oh
CB.
man!
3 minutes and 1 minute. Hey, good show, guys. I appreciate you for having me on, TD.
Man,
home of the
that's
real
a
Miami
crazy-
Dolphin fans, baby. This is awesome, man. Thank you for having me up.
Man.
Yeah, me
fella,
too.
good. Yeah,
Me too.
Pete.
I'm a ride out too, guys.
Yeah, man.
Easy, TD. Thank you so much, TD,
That's a
and
good
much
one.
respect to everyone. Peace.
Much respect to
All right,
TD.
man.
Thanks, man.
Peace, y'all.
Man,
Peace,
that
y'all.
was-
Coming in at the
Yeah,
end.
CB. Hey,
That's
CB,
good.
why you want us off the stream, man? CB trying to shut us down, man. Calm down, CB, man.
He's the angry anti-Fins fan, CB.
Man.
Anyway, are they shutting down the stream or?
Hey y'all, I got to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'm at a little theme park with the family, and I tried to let it go as long as possible, but I don't have great reception, so I don't want it to die down, and then I'm not there to cut it off. So I'm gonna end it here and try to come back and give y'all another banger tonight. But good talk, good fans conversation. Appreciate y'all, love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. And y'all already know what time it is. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. We are out. We done came so far. Gotta keep going. Hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out DDW. He's great and that's my peer review. These haters keep on hating and it's starting to feel like deja vu. Insanity and Chef Jew. I can't forget my day one crew. EM Reason Ball Game. The wreck recognition's overdue. I share with you my point of view, and this is what has got us to success. My haters say I'm a mess. They say that I'm a pest and I depress, and I'm obsessed with causing stress, but yet the stress they can't suppress. Nonetheless, I just impress because I'm blessed and they oppress. I know the answers, they just guess. When they play checkers, I play chess. When they regress, I make progress, and my attention they get less. They feel neglected, CPS. If they don't pay, I repossess. Now I digress and decompress and take recess and clear my chest. I must confess I am the best. Like, hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how